Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
ThaBoxingVoice.com. All the guys want, I want what Mayweather got. I want what Mayweather got. You done bust your ass like Mayweather. I was trying to fight every fighter. I sacrificed a lot
Gennady Production
to get to where I got to.
What do you bring to the table?
Let's get this on. Let's do it. Well, it's like this. Wait.
All right, that's it. Hold on. Bernard, everybody calm down.
Man, you know how these bitches is in the sport. Total disrespect. Kid has no class, no style at all. I sacrificed a lot. ThaBoxingVoice.com to get to where I got to.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I'm your host, Nestor Gibbs. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at NestGTO. We are back with another flagship edition, a jam-packed episode. I mean, we have a little bit of, Beefgate, Canelo, Golovkin at each other's throats, taken to social media, IG stories, interviews in the media, calling each other quite a few names. Golovkin flat out calling Canelo Alvarez a cheat, saying that there was visible marks of injections on his muscles, and he wanted people to take a look at it. There's videos floating around. I don't know. You might have to be a conspiracy theorist, but at the end of the day, I think this adds to the buildup of the fight to finally see Gennady Golovkin come out of his little good boy character and actually show some aggression, some verbal aggression, show that he's upset, show that he's emotional, show that he's human. That's our first topic. Then we got, something we just never expected. With Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor doing what they did last year, August, we just didn't ever expect to see a boxer step inside an MMA cage, but it's becoming more and more a popular headline these days, and it seems that Dana White has made a substantial offer to Anthony Joshua, the UK heavyweight pseudo-star, I would say, to please Matt. As yesterday, he tried to indicate Anthony Joshua is not a worldwide star, but I guess the argument was made to me by the amount of trucks carrying the money that UFC is trying to give Anthony Joshua, not for 1, 2, 3 fight deal, a 10 fight deal. And this is me not even reading the fucking article. Wait till Matt talks about it. He's really excited. Speaking of excited, we got some action this weekend. Eddie Hearn, as we've been reporting, has been making substantial noise here in the U.S., so much so that he's brought heavyweight #1 WBC contender Dillian Whyte and put him on HBO. This is a strategic move, not only for him and Matchroom USA, but for Dillian Whyte, who has been campaigning for a Deontay Wilder spot and now fighting on HBO in front of what many would argue is the biggest boxing, public is on HBO. So let's see what type of ratings Dillian Whyte can put up and what sort of performance he puts up now that he feels more eyeballs will be on this one. Do remember, it is HBO at 6 o'clock Eastern time. We have even more juicy topics, news to discuss. Our very own Bud Crawford. I don't know, man. I'm feeling like I'm part of all this. You know, I feel like this show is so detrimental to the sport. I feel like these fighters, as they're doing their runs, they're listening to what me and Matt and the callers, you especially, you the callers that partake, they're listening to what you're saying. They're hearing everything that you're asking of them. And Terence Crawford came out and did that. More and more, he's getting vocal on social media. More and more, he's responding not only to critics, but to fighters. And this time, today, we'll be talking about a very interesting fight, a fight that has history Terence Crawford, Mikey Garcia have fought in the amateurs. Garcia has lost, Mikey, that is. But he spoke in a recent interview how if he ever fought Crawford, he felt Crawford would be the runner. And that a fight with a Earl Spence would be more entertaining to the public because Earl would be there and coming forward. That Crawford is a runner. Well, Crawford took to social media and gave his thoughts directly at Mikey. We'll give you those details as well. Plus, we got other news. I mean, Jorge Linares parted ways with his trainer. I'm sure there's other stuff out there. There's just so much to talk about. It's Thursday, flagship day. If you're watching this on YouTube, you just joined us. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Call up right now. Get yourself placed in line so you can be one of the first we go to. 1-425-569-5241. Let's head on out to the Golden State. Remember, it's fucking snowing here on the East, so Matt is chilling.
Gennady Golovkin production.
This is a beautiful performance against a very tough guy in Michael Johnson. How do you feel about it?
Fuck that. Conor McGregor.
BoxingVoice.com.
You know me, Larry. From a wicked entrance, from a flip over the rock into a knockout now. When the main thing is, I just hope the guy, I wish.
BoxingVoice.com.
Yes. You're everywhere. It's a good I know it's snowing over there on the East Coast, but it's raining over here on the West Coast. So, I don't know. Actually, let's be honest. I would rather pick rain over fucking snow. That's why I would never move to the East Coast. Salute to all you East Coasters out there for pushing through the tundras and the blizzards. I don't know why you guys live out there. But anyways, digressing. So much boxing to get into. Obviously, AJ, $500 million UFC offer is going viral. Obviously, Canelo, Triple G, all the free smoke that's being given out. I love it. I know some fans may hate it. I can't wait to chop that up with the callers, especially. I really want their take on it. Do they buy all this, tinfoil hat conspiracy theories about injection marks, and do they like that Triple G is taking this angle before the fight? I can't wait to delve into that. Obviously, Dillian Whyte, Lucas Browne is the main fight this weekend. I think it's an interesting fight. I think it's probably going to be a good fight. There is a potential for it not to be, but I think it will be. I think it's two at least top 15 heavyweights in the world going at it. It's on HBO, so that's nice. And it's early in the day, so we're going to get a live fight chat out there early and head out, on Saturday night. I love that. So can't wait to chop it up with you, Ness, and the callers. Let's go.
Take it away, bro. Let's get started. Topic number one, biggest fight of at least this first quarter, or I guess May Cinco de Mayo falls maybe in the second quarter. Gennady Golovkin, Canelo Alvarez, they're going back to do it again. But it seems like Team Golovkin is hanging on to the fact that the first win is tainted. Do you feel that way with whatever bit of, I guess, facts we've gotten? And what are those facts? The first A sample for Canelo tested positive for
Clenbuterol.
But they did say
competition test post-fight.
They did say it was also small traces, though.
Yes, I forget the exact.
This is why they came with the conclusion of the meat. They say these small traces are usually conclusive with meat contamination. And
it's funny that you can go to WADA.org. I mean, they have tons of studies on Clenbuterol and how you can discriminate between meat contamination and actual pharmaceutical application, so to speak. And there's ways you can scientifically prove how it is via meat contamination. And I know that may be kind of I don't know, weird for some people. They may not believe it, but there is scientific data and tons of studies that any of us can go look. I did an entire standing 8-count episode on this. Go to patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice if you want to see it. But I showed all the studies, showed what they had concluded, what these scientists from all around the world, these third-party organizations from the Netherlands, from all over Europe, and they concluded that, yes, you can absolutely discriminate between meat contamination and when a doctor gives you or injects you Clenbuterol. So if Nevada, if these organizations do a thorough investigation on it, and that is what they conclude, then I really can't, be too upset about it, to be honest. But I love the conspiracy theories. Love Triple G's energy. You know, handing out that free smoke. Ness, how have you not played that soundbite? Come on, Ness, you're dropping the ball here.
I was not going to talk over you. I'm trying to practice what I preach.
No. I'm not about that.
I was just waiting, buddy.
Thank you. I love that energy from Triple G because no matter what, it is the right PR angle to take. Win or lose on May, he has a built-in excuse. He also has now laid so much clout against sort of Canelo and his team that he's the good guy still. No matter what angle he takes, he's the good guy. He's not the one using PEDs in the casual fans' eyes. So keep pressing that no matter what, because you're still going to take the fight. Canelo can't back out. It's not like Canelo can say, oh, man, this guy's talking too much shit. I'm not fighting him. The optics of that would look horrendous. So no matter how much shit Triple G talks, no matter how many conspiracy theories he puts out there, Canelo still has to fight him on May. He cannot back out. So I think it's a master move by Tom Loeffler and Triple G.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of enjoying the comeback by Canelo, but before we get to that, do you buy it? Do you buy that, or do you believe that Canelo was dirty? I mean, Golovkin has come out because I just don't look at it like a smear campaign. When you're going out and you're trying to say that even in the first fight you thought he was dirty. I don't know.
A smear campaign. It's 100% a smear campain. Now, do I personally
trying to walk? Because I've read headlines where Gennady says he wants the commission to do something. They're just trying to sweep this under the rug because of who Canelo is. I mean, are they trying to pull out? Would they rather fight maybe, Billy Joe? There's a quote by Gennady that says, if the Canelo fight doesn't happen, I want Billy Joe next.
I think it's the same thing that we have like Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua. Like we always have talking points. And now we have to discriminate between talking points and what they actually want to do, right? Actual plan moves. I do not think they plan on getting out of the Canelo fight. They cannot make the money from a Canelo fight that they can from Billy Joe Saunders. Remember, they did at least 1.3 million pay-per-view buys for that first fight. That's a bag, right? So like they're not going to get that with Billy Joe Saunders. So there's no way back out. And now you have a built-in excuse. You can go in and lose, and you will automatically get a rematch. You know why? Because he was on PEDs. Air quotes. He was on PEDs. You can just use that, and you use that talking point till you get that rematch again. And if he wins, he can say, "I beat the guy, the golden boy that the entire industry swept under the rug his PED use, and I beat him when he was on PEDs." No matter what, it's a great PR move to keep fighting him and to keep pressing this smear campaign. Because there's no way Canelo can ever back out of it. So you're good. You're golden.
Well, I don't know, man. I don't know that it's I guess I see your point. For Gennady, if he loses, he's got that excuse. But I do want to play some audio from our good friend Gennady Triple G Golovkin. Let's see how it comes out.
Gennady, you said that before the first fight, you didn't believe that Canelo was clean. Why is that?
I'm not thinking for him about just I saw, so many doctors sent me photos, just said, look, he's muscle, just injection to muscles. And he used, I don't know why his coach bring him, just something like pills, after waiting. Look, I will stay. He's waiting, and he's pills just for what? This is not my point. I know I'm never use, medicals.
No medicals.
Now,
no medicals is now Triple G-ism. Just saying.
My thing is, bro, he says many doctors send me videos of Canelo.
What doctors? Please tell me what doctors, Triple G. Please.
You know what doctors, bro. You know what doctors. Fucking, what do you call them? Twitter doctors, Instagram doctors, And there's videos. I'm trying to pull it up here. I'm going to the Boxing Voice in his Instagram where, somewhere you should be following because we have all this stuff, But
very quickly, just to what Triple G is saying. So what if he's taking pills? They could be vitamins. They could be supplements. They could be a lot of things. Like just say, oh, he's taking pills. What are they? Like again, like we have GNC on every corner now in the United States. Like you don't think he has tons of vitamins and tons of shit like that to train with? Come on, man. I feel like that's ridiculous at this point to say like, oh, he's taking pills. I mean, post a video of him taking pills. Okay, that means nothing. What's the pill he's taking? Do you have a bottle? Do you have anything?
Well, it did seem suspicious, but you are 1000% correct in saying that, especially after a weigh-in. I mean, dude, it could have been.
There's still zero
creatine pills, you know, to keep the water after the freaking weigh-in. It's so much that it could have been, but
here's the thing
it's adding to the drama of the fight, but is it also taken away?
I think we can only tell, obviously, when the pay-per-view numbers come back, you know, what the ticket numbers are, if that's hurt by it. Those are metrics we can sort of tell if there was a negative side effect to this smear campaign. But I think, just to put it off the top, I think 100% Canelo had Clenbuterol in the system. That cannot be denied. It was in his A sample and his B sample. It is also 100% not provable at this point that it was from illegal, illicit use. And I think casual fans and most fans can't get their mind around that idea that a person can also have a PED in the system and it not be illegal. And at this point, there is that. The WADA, there's tons of these organizations that's saying we will take it by a case-by-case basis going forward because of the issues in Mexico and China. You can look on this on their page. You know, this is public domain information that anyone here listening can go find and search up, or go to patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice and see that standing 8 count episode where I show you the studies, show you the statements by these organizations. So the fight's going to go on 100%, like we've always said. This investigation cannot, from what I have seen, has not brought up anything that can prove illegal use. So at this point, I feel like the fight's going to go on, and this is just a great PR smear campaign by Triple G.
Yeah, now you keep giving Triple G credit, but what about Canelo Alvarez's, I guess, attempt, his comeback, his line of the defense and Golden Boys? They've all put out and excuse me?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just said, what is their line of defense? I didn't see a response.
Oh, you didn't see all the Instagram story videos?
I saw that. I didn't know if you were alluding to that.
I think so. When you got a guy, well, two men that typically don't talk in this manner. I mean, you got Canelo now saying, you know, he's putting out videos and he's like, what exactly was it? It was like hashtag Triple G.
Bitch.
Little bitch. Hashtag little bitch.
I want to say something.
And there's another one, right? He put out maybe 3 talking shit about Canelo, like, excuse me, of Triple G. Then he put out another one saying he's scared.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so is that enough? Is it a good comeback? Because I can see that angle of Canelo feeling like this is a frightened Triple G, or I guess a suspicious Triple G, right? Because I mean, they are making not a big deal, but I guess the right deal. I mean, when you test positive, I don't know. You want something to happen. You want some sort of ban, fine, some sort of punishment, and it seems like there is none. But I like that Canelo, it feels like back in school, you know, when the teacher caught you fucking with somebody and you're like, you little bitch. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know, because we do know Gennady to be the good boy. He is the fucking, I don't know, teacher's pet, right? I kind of found it entertaining.
I definitely find it entertaining. And I think that might turn off some fans, actually. That either we or some fans find it entertaining. That there is, you know, there's a portion of fans out there that are like adamant, like Canelo's cheating, he should be banned for life.
Absolutely.
And I think those people are
just, you and I are gonna receive messages like, "Oh, Ness, when it's fucking Povetkin testing positive, it's not funny, but it's Canelo, it's funny to you, right?"
Yo, you know how many times I've had people send me videos of like, yo, this is the video that proves Canelo's cheating. I'm like, okay, cool. You know, so it's unfortunately, I think the fans are going to be so divided that we're not going to have any clear consensus on what is going to happen with Canelo about this. But I think Triple G, again, it's a win-win situation at this point. You know, I don't think he loses out in this in any way. Even with the loss in May, if he loses, I think he still can get a win.
So we're only in March, though. Any way in your mind this particular instant makes somehow the fight not come off? Because you already got Gennady saying, "Hey, we'll fight Billy Joe, no big deal."
There's definitely a possibility. You know, let's say if
how mad are Triple G and Tom Lawford, K2, all those guys? How mad are they? Mad enough to walk away?
No, they're not. They're not that mad enough to walk away from, you know, $30-40 million. Let's be honest here. So and also think that I forgot my point. Never mind. Let's go.
No problem. 100K before May is our new mantra around here. So don't forget to tell your mom, your sister, her brother, her uncle, cousins, grandmothers, even their friends to subscribe to The Boxing Voice. Because guess what? Yesterday, while everyone was sleeping, we hit 69,000 subscribers. And today we're already at 69,100, 900 away, or technically 800 and something away from getting to that big 70,000. Because 70 is close to 100K. I say 100K before May. Let's do it.
I remember my point. There's a couple ways how this fight could pull out. Triple G, like you said, seems like the good guy. Like he seems like that's something that he's always wanted to be, is that good ambassador to the sport. If he wants to take a principled stance, he's the boss. Like he can tell Tom, like, I'm not fighting. And Tom can't say no. So that could happen. I don't think it does, but there's definitely a small possibility of that happening. Also, this investigation could pull up something. That does happen from time to time where an athlete will falsify documents to try to excuse their clenbuterol use.
And they say that his B sample came back negative, and then they retested him and it also came back negative?
No, the B side came back positive, I believe.
Say you believe, I think you should Google that, because I heard both of us are definitely saying conflicting arguments here. I heard differently.
I can pull up the Margaret Goodman email to all the parties involved. I have that file. I can pull that up. But I know the secondary, third, and fourth test afterwards were all clean. Again, if your A side and B side sample, or your A and B sample test positive, it doesn't matter. You have a positive test. If the investigation does pull up something that's a little bit more like falsifying documents, something along those lines, I think we could obviously see a ban and a suspension, but that's a small possibility of happening. It's a very small number of cases where that does happen. So again, there is a possibility, but small. It's
now in the first fight, we had the WBC feuding with Canelo. Canelo's fighting for their fight. So normally they hand down some sort of suspensions and or punishments, but last year they were handed a punishment, and Canelo publicly outed their belt, said he wouldn't fight for it, he wouldn't accept it, and it did affect them. It is a Mexican title, and this year they made good. So because of that, will we also now see a lack of punishment for what? And should there be a punishment? I mean, he tested positive. Is something supposed to happen? Because to everyone else that I recall, Lucas Browne, Alexander Povetkin, even the guy Andreas Warchek or somebody that was supposed to fight Deontay, like all these people.
But not all those guys pop for clenbuterol. I have to get that.
Oh, so the specific drug indicates the punishment?
Yes. I've been on the show for weeks now saying that clenbuterol has massive contamination issues in slaughterhouses in both Mexico and China. WADA and numerous other organizations such as WADA and USADA have taken WADA's lead to handle case-by-case scenarios of clenbuterol positive tests from fighters or athletes from those two areas.
Now, is this good for the promotion? Because I'm pretty sure the casual fans are receiving this. They're at the water cooler night. Yeah, man, did you hear that guy, man, Canelo, he cheated Triple G, because a lot of people already thought Triple G won. Now when they get this on their feeds, on their Bleacher Reports, on their, ESPNs, and it's like, oh, wow, the Mexican cheated the white guy, bro. Do they come back and buy this fight now? Are they more interested in the rematch now? Or is it tainted in a manner that now people lose interest?
It may be a situation of like all publicity is good publicity. And also, Ness, you have to remember, I mean, what's the first thing to think about Francisco Vargas versus Orlando Salido? Is it that Francisco Vargas popped for Clenbuterol weeks before the fight?
I just don't think Francisco's on the level of Canelo. No one remember. Like, I didn't even remember the dude tested positive. Now you tell me Canelo, I'm going to remember he test positive.
That's not my point. I'm arguing what will the sanctioning bodies and the testing agencies do.
Oh, okay. What happened to Francisco then? What was his punishment?
Nothing. He went and fought Orlando Salido 2 weeks later.
So no fine, no nothing.
Nope. And I can bring up numerous.
So Clenbuterol is a banned substance, but they really can't punish you?
No. So it's around 50-50 when it comes to what I have found from combat sports, both UFC and boxing. I did this research about the last 10 fighters that pop for Clenbuterol. 5 of them get 0 suspension. 0. The other 5 do. So it's 50-50. It usually comes to how much is in their system, because then that can discriminate whether it is meat contamination or via a physician application, or there's a ratio that they use. I think it's SR ratio. I have no idea what that means, but there's tons of studies on it. Go look it up. Maybe doctors, again, go to WADA.org. I mean, you can look up these studies from these third-party entities, and they say you can discriminate between meat contamination and such. So I assume with all this new studies about it in the last, I would say, 4 years, they are handling case by case. So in Canelo's case, if his levels are below a certain threshold and his SR ratio is correct and along the proper lines, then yes, it is probably meat contamination, and he will continue to fight.
All right, we're going to go out to our live chat. Remember, you could join us on our live chat if you're not able to call in, which we absolutely prefer you do on Skype by adding Nestor Gibbs. The, I guess, quality of the call is so much better. And Pablo on Skype, remember, you must send me a friend request. Anyone that wants to be added on Skype must send a friend request. I want to go out to Nick Mandelberg in our live chat says, of course they cleared him. He's the golden boy. One more from Reese Mack says, Francisco Vargas blamed it on me and they let him slide. Mm-hmm. So right on par with what you were saying, Matt.
Yeah, again, there's other.
Unfortunate though. I didn't even know it was like that. Damn, dudes testing positive for Clen and chilling and they could just go fight.
Hell, I mean,
I actually need some fucking Clen, to be honest. Is it hard to get? Because I hear it helps you lose weight and build muscle. I'm fucking out. Sign me up.
I believe it is a prohibited substance in the U.S. still.
So I got to get some imported Mexican meat.
Or a doctor's prescription. It's not prohibited. It's, what is it called? It's like what
you actually get prescribed some Clen.
You can be prescribed Clenbuterol, I believe. Just like you'd be prescribed like Nanderol or Stanzanol or any other, steroid. Fighters pop for them, they get 2-year suspensions. A doctor can prescribe you that. Like, that's not an issue.
I'm gonna just call you K.A. because I have no clue how to pronounce this first name. If you want me to botch it, I will. I'm gonna say it's like
Keschel.
Yeah. Keschel Alexander. He says, at Nez, just go to Mexico, laughing my ass off. Dude, just send it to me. You're in Mexico already. Stop it, B. Because you want me to spend like $600 just on a fucking flight when one of my listeners could send me that shit, and me and Canelo be looking the same. Before I close this topic, Golovkin made note of visible injections. Some of the headlines read, you could tell Canelo injected his muscles. You can see Canelo injected his belly. And that's why I didn't jump to do this show. Look, our very own Robert Ortiz, the rock star, is like, Ness, when are you going to talk about Canelo? And I'm like, bro, it's just laughable to me, the shit that Golovkin is saying. While I think it's entertaining, while I think he's doing the right thing by being vocal and not letting Golden Boy walk all over him, I mean, visible injections in his muscle. There's pictures floating around of Canelo flexing his six-pack, and there's a little bump on one of the six-pack, and people have zoomed it in, put circles around it, kind of like the way they went all conspiracy theorists on Luis Ortiz and the quote-unquote hand injury before the Deontay Wilder fight, which now no one even fucking brings up. And this is what I'm saying. We cause our own anarchy and shit. We go crazy ourselves and build this stuff up. It's just crazy to me. You know what I mean? For as many people that jumped on this story that have, it still baffles me because, again, I have never heard that you could visibly see indications that someone is on steroids or that they're injecting their muscles. The last time I checked, and look, I don't know, I don't take steroids, bro, and I don't hang with people that take steroids, but from the movies at least, niggas is shooting in their butt, not in their fucking arms and in their abdominals or in their chest where it's visible injections. He injected his stomach. I mean, it was just hilarious to me. None of that was funny at all to you?
It was hilarious to me. What are you talking about, man?
But I was the only one. Like, what is he talking about, dog?
What made it better is that because at first I just saw these quotes in like an article, right? So I didn't hear Triple G say it. So I'm like, man, he's using really good English here, right? Like, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, he's really eloquent here. So I'm like, I need to see this interview. So I see the interview. I'm like, okay, it's definitely more Triple G style. The editor definitely cleaned up the quote a little bit, but I was just like laughing, man. Like, what are you doing here, man? Like, you are, like you said, Ness, like you have Instagram, Twitter people sending you stuff that is complete conspiracy theory, Alex Jones, InfoWars.
World shit, bro.
Tinfoil hat motherfuckers. Like,
yo, zoomed in videos on pimples, bro.
Yo, the guy has a zit, man, and they're like, oh my God, it's a fucking...
Yo, they zoomed in the video on a pimple. I'm like, what the fuck are you showing me here, bro? And they're wasting my time, too, because that's like a minute Instagram clip you got to fucking sit through.
But, I just have to say, like, it is hilarious that in today's age, people think, like, people get bought by that shit. Like, people in today's age still get, like, hook, line, and sinkered by bullshit like that. You gotta love the internet, man. You gotta love social media and the power of it, man. Because they can make dumb motherfuckers think that a guy is injecting muscles into his injecting steroids into his abs.
Directly into the muscles. Like, nah, I want 24-inch pythons like Hogan. Shoot me in my bicep. I'm like, what the fuck? Listen, really quick, we got another good one from the chat. That seems low. What's going on here?
That was really low, Ness. What are you doing? Come on. Come on.
So anyway, in the chat, we got Ronald Jenkins. He says, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. I want to take that comment serious, man. I want to just, maybe 1 minute, bounce that back and forth between you.
I would love this conversation. You go, man.
How truthful do you think that is? And if you think there's truth to it, man, that fucking sucks. I know that we've dealt with PEDs so much that a lot of us like to say, man, they're all cheating. Let them all cheat as long as we can get the fight. I don't want that. They should be clean.
That's me. Just let them cheat. If they're all using the same amount of PEDs, it's still fair, right? Here's my thing. I don't care. I innately do not care about PED use. Because the idea of PED use is to make a fair playing field, right? But also innately in every human being, there is not an even playing field athletically. There just isn't. Guys are gifted with talents. Guys have skills naturally. Like, there is not an evening playing field. So we have a system that has piss poor PED regulation that allows guys to slide when it's big money involved. We have a very new action with the clean boxing program that really has not seemed effective yet. And we also have a rampant use of PED use throughout all of sports once you reach a certain threshold. So the idea of like, if you're not cheating, you're not trying, like that whole like idea, like I understand it. If the system will not incentivize you to cheat, but allow people to skirt, allow people to get around the loopholes of the system, then yes, people are going to abuse the system. if you want to correct this, if you want that stigma of it, you're not cheating if you're not trying. If you want that to go away, then correct the system, because the system is broken. Obviously, that is exemplified by this case. That at least that PD regulation is almost subjective at times. That there is massive loopholes in the system. There's massive corruption in the system. So I'm not going to blame a guy for cheating. I really am. I really am not. It does not bother me that much. I know that may be hard for some people from a personal level. I think a lot of these guys are using PEDs. I think on a certain level, they kind of should. I know you want to interrupt very quickly, but I just want to say this. Understand that like weightlifting, like competitive weightlifting, almost incentivizes PED use because they needed to sustain that sort of athletic endeavor. Some of these guys almost need certain banned substances to go through a training camp. So if it makes the best fights happen, I'm not mad.
We got a super chat coming in this time from our good friend B. Paulie. Says, Matt, boxing is life and death. This ain't NBA.
I will also counter that with, can you point to a single case of a fighter getting severely hurt or unfortunately dying in the ring? I mean,
I think only the old stuff that was documented, like on HBO, the Panama Lewis shit, that Irish dude that got like beat to a pulp for like gloves, bad hand wraps or whatever. But anyway, I want to ask you, in the fashion world, right? Like if you're watching like E Entertainment or whatever, or the red carpet, they have something called Who Wore It Better, Matt. If you and I make it big and we're on the red carpet, we might want to copy Leonardo DiCaprio's outfit from one of the, Golden Globes or something. Who knows? And they might have us in a split shot saying who wore it better, Matt or Leonardo. Who knows?
Be me.
So in this situation, who did it better? Was it Canelo with this late Clenbuterol positive drug story, or was it Mayweather with the even later fight night drug scandal with the IV? Because we quickly forget that, but it's not like we've seen everything in boxing. So what's the bigger, like, is Mayweather still hold the throne for like the biggest last minute drug scandal in a big fight? Or did Canelo kind of catch up with this tainted meat shit? I mean, because now we got pictures of like him with steroid enhanced cows. It's hilarious. I mean, Instagram is undefeated is all I can say. If you don't have Instagram, you really are not enjoying life to the fullest.
I'll say this. The IV TUE, the therapeutic use exemption that was given the day before the fight for Floyd Mayweather. For
Mayweather Pacquiao, for those that don't know, there was this big issue that happened, and right after the weigh-ins, Matt? Was it the weigh-ins or right the night of the fight? Mayweather was.
It wasn't the night of the fight because obviously he was fighting that night. It would be the night before. The night before. Yes, the night after the weigh-ins or the night of the weigh-ins.
So he wanted to replenish. He got hooked up to an IV with. Now we don't know what was in the IV. Is it just illegal to be using an IV with saline, or could you like actually get like a vitamin booster IV before a fight and that not be illegal?
About 5 years ago it was, and then they changed it where you could
be 12 shots before a fight either, huh?
No, you can't do that. But
it's crazy. Really? B12 is banned too, huh?
Yeah, they took a lot of stuff away about 5 years ago or so. I may be off on that number, but it was recently. It's definitely in the last decade, I would say, that they changed the IV use after a weigh-in and such, that you had to have a TUE for it. The thought process is that is a way to flush your system. And most fighters do not get tested till fight week and the day of the fight, if even that. They get tested maybe 3 times on Saturday, and that's about it. Most fighters have that unless they have outside testing. So the thought process is if you're using all throughout training camp, and you're maybe a more mid-tier fighter, and you're only going to get the athletic commission drug test, you're only going to get tested on fight day and fight night. So you can flush your system out maybe even fight week. That's the thought process. And that's the thought process why they banned it. But I think Canelo is probably the bigger scandal because that's an actual PED that he popped for. That's an actual like it under WADA. It's listed as a steroid. WADA lists it as a steroid. I know some other doctors do not, but WADA lists it as a steroid. So that means WADA and USADA do as well. So that to me is bigger than just an IV use. Though both are definitely signs of how, money greases the wheel in Nevada and in boxing overall.
Shout out to B. Paulie again on a super chat. He said it's called post-traumatic brain damage, Matt.
Mm-hmm. And again, there's no data to show that PED use, depending on the PED, will inflict more post-traumatic brain damage. So, please.
Well, time to switch topics. We spoke about Anthony Joshua and the offer from the UFC for $500 million. I'm going to allow Matt to give you more details after hearing probably what sparked UFC Dana's White to, contact Anthony Joshua or at least make this offer in the media.
Album says, would you ever seriously consider a crossover fight into MMA? Obviously, boxing's your focus, but this talk of Mayweather perhaps having an MMA fight after the crossover with McGregor.
A good scrap would be, I think the guy from Congo, he just lost recently. Big unit, that would be a good scrap. Then you've got John Jones, that would be a good scrap. But
you personally, would you be interested?
Yeah. But I'd have to obviously have a couple warm-up fights, because you have to learn the submissions and stuff. But yeah, a fight's a fight at the end of the day. So yeah, man.
So listen.
Before we actually jump to this topic, because Alex Lemon in the chat talked about, what Margarita did with hand wraps. When I talked about PD use and cheating, that's all I was talking about. Not hand wraps, not that stuff. I was only talking about PD regulation. But jumping to this. I think that this is... I don't know what to make of this, Ness. I really don't anymore. I don't know what to make of this whole MMA versus boxing and boxing versus MMA matchups. I hate it on a deeply personal level. If they're offering in the bag, then go get it, Anthony Joshua.
Isn't John Jones like fucking skinny as hell compared to this dude? John Jones ain't a lightweight or he's a heavyweight? Is he a heavyweight?
A light heavyweight.
Yeah, all right then. So like, what the fuck?
It's different pounds for the weight class in UFC.
So a light heavyweight would still be able to fight with Joshua? Like if he, okay.
Because a light heavyweight's 205 pounds in the UFC, so they cut down from like.
Damn, so he's even cherry picking it in the UFC because he's 248, so he wants to fight John Jones that's 205.
Yes.
Okay. Look, at least he has it. He's intelligent as fuck, and that's why I'm talking about this because we have to bring you back for those that don't know and just started to follow Anthony Joshua because you've seen the heavyweight division kind of reignite itself. Joshua has been quoted couple years back, I want to say, and I'm paraphrasing. I always paraphrase unless I tell you and I quote or, reading a direct quote, whatever. But anyway, the point is Joshua said he wants to be $1 billion fighter, Matt. This is a way, right? Because even in this interview that I played your short clip, he said, I'll need a couple of warm-up fights because I got to learn the submissions, So it's on par with what I'm telling you. Dana had to have heard this interview. This is all new. This interview is 24 hours ago. Okay. This offer is today. He's offering him $500 million for 10 fights. So that's all the warm-ups you need right there. You know what I mean?
No.
Obviously, Anthony Joshua watches UFC because he said, I could fight the guy from the Congo. Another cherry pick, by the way. He said the one that just lost. Who's the guy from the Congo? He must be from Africa, right? He's in the Congo, and he just lost. I mean, Joshua is intelligent. You gotta admit, he picked the dude that's already got drug history and way skinnier, and a dude from Africa that's already lost. I mean, motherfucker knows how to keep that bag coming.
Yo, I just know, why? Why does this have to happen? If it does happen, I don't think it does on a personal level. I don't think
because this is the generation of entrepreneurs, Matt. What do you mean? Why does it have to happen? Because it's an opportunity.
I think Eddie comes back with the big.
Listen, we would not report on it if he's gonna fight. Like if Floyd's gonna fight in the circle, we'll probably report like, holy shit, guys, it's official. I'm not following that shit fight by fight the way we did the opposite way, a UFC guy coming to boxing. That's totally different. But if he chooses to do it, I'm not mad at him. I mean, it's a business opportunity. And he's so young, he could hold. Yo, what if he fucking does a Tyson Fury and he vacates after Joseph and says, yo, I'm going to the UFC for 10 fights. See you later, Deontay Wilder. That would be fun.
Remember, this may not be for a MMA deal. This is Zuffa Boxing, because Zuffa is the parent company of the UFC, and Zuffa was bought out by WME/ING. But Zuffa Boxing is now a thing. That is an LLC. That is what they've been trying to do. Dana White's son just had a Golden Gloves amateur fight, and it was Zuffa Boxing all over the place. So that could be what this is. Again, it may not be.
Do you think this could be a promotional offer now that allegedly Anthony Joshua's contract is up also with Showtime and Matchroom with this last fight? You think this is a possible promotional deal?
Yeah, boxing promotional deal. Yeah.
You know how to get a big fish like that? Give him a signing bonus. Why don't we hear of signing bonuses in boxing, but we do in other sports?
We do. Didn't like Shakur Stevenson or Michael Conlan get a huge signing bonus?
And we also heard Dan Rayfield from ESPN report that Shakur's signing bonus was significantly smaller than all his other offers because he wanted to go to Top Rank. Now, I know that's of his own doing, but
I'm just saying there are signing off.
The only bonuses that we heard that were sexy have been Ward's, who he always kept it a secret when he signed with Rock Nation, and Miguel Cotto's, who we've never heard anyone be able to match, which was a $50 million plus $5 million up front.
Yeah, and they do happen. They're just a little more rare, I would say. And I think
definitely rare, because you would figure an Olympian would get a straight out of the Olympics signing bonus, no? And it would be a headline
Michael Conlan. They did. What do you mean they did? This last Olympics, there was two of them. Shakur Stevenson and Michael Conlan.
Yeah, but there was no number on the bonus.
I want to say there was, and I might be able to look it up.
I've never heard. I know that there was Michael Conlan signs the Top Rank, and everybody obviously gets excited because that is a potential franchise now. When you get the right fighter with the right promotional company, Olympian like that, a country, it can be done. But I didn't see, Michael Conlan signs the Top Rank for $5 million. No, we always see that for basketball. Like LeBron James gets $50 million for two fucking basketball games. Like, holy shit. And obviously I'm totally exaggerating, making shit up there because I don't watch those sports, but that's the way their headlines are read. We just don't get that. And I think we need that to entice our younger generation to be boxers. If we're hearing, the way that we heard, this generation has gotten to hear Mayweather. Oh, Mayweather got 32.5 guaranteed to fight Robert the Ghost Guerrero. If more people could hear things like that, maybe we can entice the younger generation. The little futures of the world. Shout out to Little Future. Hopefully you're already watching this show, because this is where you gonna get your, platform and whatever. But yeah, any thoughts on that?
Hold on, I'm just reading an article right now.
You're looking up the money?
Yeah, I'm looking up the money. But I do think it would help. I don't think it's the thing that will entice the younger generation. It's not the thing. It may be a thing. It's not the thing that will entice the younger generation. I don't believe that at all.
I don't know, man. Like baseball, right? Those are the signing contracts that usually stick, right? It's like Alex Rodriguez, $250,000 for 10 games, and you're like, whoa, or $250,000 every year, and you're like, whoa, I think we need a couple of those, but whatever, tomato. If you're done with this AJ MMA, I thought you would be super gay, but you're not. You want to move on to Whyte and Lucas Browne, which looks like the fight of the weekend, right?
I think that is a small percentage chance of happening. I think Eddie Hearn will not let him go in any capacity. And I don't see AJ.
How would Eddie stop that? By counter offering, you mean, right?
Yeah, exactly. And also, I definitely think that AJ in the prime of his career, leaving the base and the team that he has makes little to no sense. So I think him leaving for even a Frank Warren or Bob Arum or anyone else that people are theorizing online makes little to zero sense.
Hey, really quick, just want to do like a little alert to all our really hardcore boxing fans. If you want, Golden Boy right now has their live undercards. It's going to be some good fights. I want to see Ryan Garcia, who takes on Fernando Vargas in a welterweight matchup. Then you got, in a lightweight matchup. In the welterweight matchup, you got Keandre Gibson taking on Eddie Gomez from the BX. I think the last time we seen him, he got knocked out by like Rashidi Ellis. So this is his comeback. So yeah, you got fights. And if you don't know who Ryan Garcia is, he has been making some noise. I want to say he's kind of self-made, man. I've seen the kid, doing little moves in the garage, and all of a sudden he got signed to Golden Boy, and he's got a mouth on him. And he's been knocking people out. I think he's one knockout shy of a perfect KO record. So lightweights, they're always exciting. I remember when Broner was a lightweight. That's when, even Crawford, all these guys, when they're in that weight, they're looking exciting. So I'm interested to see what Ryan pans out to be, especially now that he's with Golden Boy, right? I mean, it's the right promoter for a Ryan Garcia who looks of American-Mexican descent, talks very well. Our very own Aaron Cantu at Air Show on Instagram definitely spent some time with him. He was even on a party bus with him. He just put out some more gym work with him. He's been visiting him. What's your thoughts on Ryan, and are you going to DVR this fight? Because obviously, I don't even know. I know undercards are on now, but I don't know what time Ryan comes on. One of our listeners should let me know so I can set it.
He comes on in an hour. I believe the telecast starts at 6 p.m.
Is it on TV, or do you got to fucking go to like a .com or some bullshit?
I think it's ESPN streamable, like ESPN3. I could be wrong. Do not quote me on that, but go to that. I don't know what I think about Ryan Garcia yet. I've seen him. I mean, to me, he's an internet star at this point. He's an internet boxing star at this point. So I don't know.
You know what
the substance is there.
But don't dismiss it though, man. That takes hard work, bro. Self-made, bro.
I'm not dismissing it.
No,
But
I know you're not. I'm just speaking.
Agreed. Again, I definitely just applaud anyone that is self-made in that way. But he doesn't have the background that Shakur Stevenson has, or Michael Conlan has. He doesn't have that sort of accolade to go back on, or that I can go back on and say, hey, this is why I'm really high on this prospect this early in his career. I don't have that. Garcia.
I know, but that's the beauty, bro. He isn't signed to Top Rank. He didn't win any gold medals or go to the Olympics, and he got the big Golden Boy deal, and we're impressed.
Well, I mean, are we impressed because he's really fast on some bags and on Instagram, or are we impressed because of who he's fought and how he's beat them? Because to me, that those are two very different things. I've seen very little footage of Ryan to be honest.
You're absolutely right by that, Matt.
Right, like you're impressed by him hitting a bag really fast. Ooh.
Well, no. He's also got a highlight reel, so like he's doing it in the ring too. He's got a slick pull counter for sure.
Yeah, but I've seen footage of him in the Mayweather gym getting his ass kicked. So
Really?
Oh yeah.
That is a fucking hipster. You see, I don't do that. I don't run around the internet checking out people sparring unless I recorded it. Like, really? You've watched them? Really?
Oh, and like
who put it on? Because another interesting thing is, since you bring up Mayweather gym, he's been very vocal about wanting a Gervonta Davis fight.
I would not be surprised if the genesis of that was maybe that little trip he had to Vegas. Because he was getting whooped, and it seemed like the Mayweather gym was getting hyped off of him getting whooped. And as being a young guy that is vocal, he probably did not like that. But this is just pure assumption, pure speculation. Again, I don't know what I think of Ryan Garcia. I mean, I hope that he does great. Hope he has a tremendous fight tonight. I'll be watching it probably on DVR because obviously we're going to be on air during the fight. It's only within at the top of the hour the telecast starts, so I'll DVR it and watch it later. But also, Ness, I was not able to find Shakur Stevenson's signing bonus, but I was able to find something that Bob Arum referred to when asked about it. Because Bob Arum said, I didn't give him that big of a signing bonus because Ricardo Williams Jr. got $1.4 million signing bonus from Lou DiBella back in 2009. So, I mean, maybe there was a reason why. Maybe 10 plus years ago, there was a lot of signing bonuses given out. Who
the fuck is that guy?
Again, and Bob Arum also talked about Jeff Lacey getting a huge signing bonus and how they panned out. So maybe that's what it has to do more than anything, is that there was a time when signing bonuses were being given out and people lost a ton of money. I know in the comedy industry, they used to give out developmental deals, and a lot of comedians ended up being bust, and a lot of big companies like Disney.
So it sounds like all of a sudden it goes back to what I said, and it isn't common in boxing, and maybe they need to start doing it, even though you're giving a case or making a case for why they've stopped because they're losing money.
Yes.
But
just for argument's sake. I don't know. This is for argument's sake from the little research I've done.
Even if it's for publicity's sake, you need to do it. Like when you sign a Ryan Garcia, you need to say that he's coming from like wherever he's coming from, whatever city. If it's Riverside, California, Ryan Garcia's, even if you don't say a number, you say huge promotional deal, something, bro, because like you need to entice the other guys, bro, to stick in there. This shit is a tough ass sport. Yo,
there's not a ton of money in this sport at the low level. You know that. Like when you go to regional shows, like they don't make money on average. Like they try to break even. They try to break even, basically.
That's my point. And I think that there's money to be made on all levels because tickets sell on all levels. So it's about a fighters union type of thing, even if it's not a official one, just one
just to
amongst themselves. Like I said, they need to start even with that, with like a signing bonus, like a good fighter, like a Shakur. He could have easily he had Bob Arum after him, Golden Boy after him. Floyd Mayweather went to fucking Rio for him. He could have easily drummed up so much press off of that. He had James Price and Ward. He could have been on Sports Center telling the world like Devin Haney. Even though Devin Haney may not be known to as many people that know Shakur Stevenson, let me tell you, Devin Haney didn't go to the Olympics. And Devin Haney is on numerous interviews and had plenty of press because he was turning down people, saying, nah, I'm going to do it my way. Now he's like 15-0. People been wanting to sign him, and he's worth more now because he's proved he could sell tickets. He's proved he got the talent. Saddam Ali did it that way too.
Those cases are very different than a signing bonus. Like a Devin Haney is very different than like a Shakur Stevenson coming out of the Olympics and getting a bonus like that. Those cases are very different, I would say. I would say Devin Haney is like a Ryan Garcia, except for Devin Haney has maybe shown us more just because he has a larger body of work.
Yeah, I think his amateur background is probably better, but his pedigree definitely comes from showing people what he can do in the gym.
Self-made guy, internet star. There's similarities there. I'm not saying that what their ceiling are is similar.
I don't know. Listen, this kid Devin Haney isn't signed. I don't know if he's in Vegas and stunting because he doesn't strike me as a stunner. But bro, he's got cars cost more than my house, and he hasn't signed to anyone. It's like almost unexplainable. He's taking pictures in front of big shit, and he's like he hasn't even been on TV. He was supposed to be on Showbox the day that I think it was Montana Love's fight or the Progress fight was the day he was supposed to be on Showbox, and it didn't happen. So, no. It could have been that other kid from The Rock. The day Rock, Ronald Ellis fought the dude, the super middleweight, 168 pounder with the red hair that night. Help me. Johan.
Your boy.
Yeah. What's his name though? Fuck.
Yo, he's your man. How am I supposed to know his name? Come on.
Whatever, Matt. Let's move on. We got more topics to talk here. What else we got?
Bad. Come on, fam.
Dillian Whyte. Is that the biggest fight of the weekend, bro?
It is.
Damn. Shout out to Dillian Whyte.
Getting that solo treatment.
Yo, he's come a long way. He's come a long way from people saying, who the fuck is Dillian Whyte? The UK have definitely drummed him up, and Eddie's doing his job. Eddie is doing his job. That motherfucker's doing his job. Yo, no one really can compete with Eddie right now. Like, if you think about it, right? Eddie's the only one that has multiple. Well, maybe Bob. No. Bob just has ESPN. So it's Golden Boy that's silently competing with Eddie.
Well, you can't. Well, very quickly, you can't say that like that Bob Arum only has ESPN. ESPN's a much bigger network than HBO and Showtime. Also, Bob also has deals with like Fox Nation and BT Sports and such. You know, like he.
Yeah, but so does Eddie. Eddie has Sky Sports, and then he has HBO, right? And then Golden Boy has ESPN and HBO. Bob Arum just has ESPN.
You don't think he has Fox Nation as well? Come on, fam.
Fox Nation, all he's doing is allowing his fights to be played. Like, that's different. Eddie is doing Sky Sports pay-per-view. Eddie is doing Sky Sports pay-per-view.
Yes, but Bob Nation pays Bob Arum to.
Yes, they absolutely pay for the rights to view the fight.
He just gives them for free. He gets money from them.
Sure.
And I would say Box
Nation is not as big as Sky Sports, bro.
I understand that. But you can't say that he only has ESPN because he also has international deals as well.
But it's just not the deal. You know, it's not like Golden Boy. Golden Boy has ESPN and HBO.
But they don't have HBO the same way they have ESPN. Like, they don't. You know that. Like, there's no long-term contract for Golden Boy content on HBO. They pick and choose what they pick up. They pick up K2 stuff all the time as well.
At least they have a working relationship. Like David Lemieux will probably get another fight on HBO, maybe versus an Andrade or a Sergey Derevchenko.
But when we talk about like PBC back when they were on like tons of channels, do we go like, oh, PBC's on NBC and Bounce TV? Like, no, we would say like the top channels, right? Like ESPN's a much bigger channel than HBO. We're talking about like 3 to 4 times.
So the US equivalent of Eddie is who? Because I still think he's killing it. I still think he has more to offer.
No, I mean ESPN is in more homes than all of Sky Sports.
Yeah, but he has Sky and HBO.
HBO is small compared to ESPN.
All right, but look at the numbers that Top Rank is doing. I mean, you know what I mean? Ramirez just did like 1 million less than his last viewership. That influx, that's too unstable for a boxing promoter and for a network investing in boxing.
That's a different argument, and I understand that completely, and I'm not going to argue that. But in terms of network power, ESPN is a much more powerful network than HBO. It is.
Yes, I mean, look, I'm not going to argue that either. They obviously have the bigger fucking platform. Whatever. Dillian Whyte, New York. No, excuse me. Say that wrong. No, it is in New York, right? Is it? No. That's not on Sateki card. That's over there in fucking it's all good.
Come on.
He's fighting Lucas Browne. Lucas Browne is, 38 years old and has had one fight per year since 2015. So it's one each year. And he has, some of his own Clenbuterol issues, who he's, his defensive is put me on a lie detector test. That'll prove that, I am not dirty.
Come on, Lucas Browne. No one gives a fuck about lie detector.
Shout out to Andre in the super chat. You think HBO has options on the winner of Whyte Browne or one and done just to get eyes on the channel Saturday? I would say that one and done is kind of
more likely
like what they've been doing, but
there's just a working relationship between Eddie Hearn and HBO.
And it's that conspiracy theory, bro. If you put your fucking, your conspiracy hat on, it's like Eddie's over there, heavyweight. Joshua's last fight was Showtime. Like, the pieces are starting to fall together.
And like almost too perfectly too. Like, this was like showing your hand to me on the AJ move.
Sad part is that we're so good.
You must think that Showtime is scared as shit right now.
Hell,
lose Joshua in a week. They are going to lose him.
Listen to me. If AJ goes to fucking HBO,
it'd be great.
Yeah, and you're going to have to eat your words. You won't see AJ Wilder till 2020, and it'll be HBO Showtime split pay-per-view.
Yo, it'll be peak boxing, man. Like, peak #boxing.
Or to keep that conspiracy hat on, Fucking Eddie's been talking this sign with me, baby shit. Deontay sign with me. And then he fucking turns around, tells Louis DeCubas, look, I'm in the business of making money, baby. You go back and tell Al, we got HBO. It's a bigger network. I got Joshua. It's the bigger cash cow. He's got to come over here. Fuck that split pay-per-view shit. In-house, he's got to come over here. He's got to sign. Like, dude, I mean, you can do it when you're holding all the pieces. You're holding all the pieces. And yesterday's show is real. If he really signs the HBO, the freeze out, call AJ, also known as Mr. Freeze, okay? Because if he goes to HBO, it's easy. Politically, it becomes an excuse that he can hide behind. I'm on HBO. He got to come over here and fight. Got to do a purse bid. All this crazy shit comes into play. And slowly but surely, the clock is ticking and the years are going by, and it was 2020.
It's possible. Yeah, definitely. And I'll say this. If he goes HBO, which will be hilarious, because the internet will go crazy. Like, boxing YouTube will go nuts. The amount of videos they'll be posting.
Hey, bro, I want it. I actually want it now, because as I was talking it up, man, I felt it. I felt the excitement of it, because even though it's going to be like excitement and a big shocking letdown, because we know what happens if he goes to HBO, it still might be what boxing needs.
Well, it's unfortunate that Showtime has the better commentary team. I think the better, video production quality, the better overall event atmosphere that they can display. I think Showtime beats HBO in almost every category when it comes to boxing, but they have only 2/3 of the subscription that HBO has in the US. And
oh my God, Robert Ortiz, we're gonna be going to you pretty. Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you stopped. Sorry, brother.
And I was gonna say significantly less worldwide. HBO has a huge worldwide subscription base as well that Showtime does not have.
We're going to go to Robert Ortiz pretty soon, but I do want to get to him on this message. He says, dude, 2020, it's a year and a half away. It would be more like 2025 by the time we see that fight, if that were to happen.
Yeah, don't even say that. Like, that's not okay. You can't even put that into
that's marination at its best. That's what a promoter does. The promoter takes all the pain and suffering for his fighter. He deflects everything, and the way he can deflect the ducking comments is by putting them on a completely different island.
Yeah, but again, you can't duck till 2025. Like, that's just not possible. That's like 6 years from now. Like,
well, listen, Mayweather, Pacquiao, Ortiz is.
You know how old Wilder would be in 2025? He'll be 39 going on 40 at that point.
Yo, he's 32 right now. Ortiz is sending me data. He's saying that Mayweather-Pac conversation started in 2008 but didn't happen until 2015. Listen, if you're watching this, remember the call-in number so that you can participate in this conversation. Because, look, we don't just like to hear our voice. We want to get your opinion. You think we don't want to hear your thoughts on whether or not there's some sort of conspiracy on getting Anthony Joshua over to HBO? We don't want to hear your thoughts on who's going to win this fight, because I'm picking Dillian Whyte. I know we did no breakdown, but look, Dillian Whyte really struggled with Derek Chisora, so I'm not saying that Lucas Browne can't knock him out, but I said it this year. I'm trying to be more accurate in my picks for, I guess, bragging rights. So that being said, I'm going with Dillian Whyte. He's younger, almost 10 years younger. He's the number 1 WBC, so his heart is set on the horizon. And he doesn't strike me as a guy that needs to go past Lucas or look past Lucas. He's going to go look through Lucas. He knows what's out there. He's got Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn, and Wilder as an option. He's crazy sloppy, though. Again, Ruslan Chagayev, Lucas knocked him out. I watched that fight. Like, he was losing and he knocked him out. He's got the power. Maybe that can be tainted because of the drug test, but if it was Clenbuterol, how many times did Matt say that doesn't give you power? So I'm going with Dillian. That being said, should be an entertaining fight because Lucas is older. Dillian lets his hands go. We'll see.
I think Dillian Whyte is a better boxer in almost, if not every category and capacity than Lucas Browne. I think Lucas Browne has really sloppy footwork, really off balance at times. He has piss poor defense in terms of his guard, in terms of pairing, in terms of his blocking. I think even though Dillian Whyte is not the greatest technical boxer, he is well over marginally better than Lucas Browne in all those categories. He's better. He has better footwork. He has better defense overall. I can actually see Dillian Whyte roll with shots and slip shots. You don't see that really with Lucas Browne. I think Dillian Whyte is also probably the heavier hitter. He seems like it. He has a more authoritative jab, a more technical jab as well. I think he'll probably box him up, start unloading combinations on Lucas Browne, who doesn't really fight on the inside that well, who doesn't really seem like he's comfortable on the inside, while at least Dillian Whyte can fight on the inside and counter mid-combination, etc., duck under shots. He can do that. He does all the right things. It may not be perfectly technically sound, but Dillian Whyte does all the right things. Lucas Browne does not. I see a late TKO for this fight, probably the 9th round, maybe the 10th round stoppage for Dillian Whyte, just because he's just going to land more shots and land better shots and just overwhelm Lucas Browne, who does not want that work, who cannot change to that gear, who I think was, like you said, losing to Chigaev, who was the smaller guy at that time. What I think significantly less skilled than Dillian Whyte. I think Dillian Whyte's going to win fairly easily in this fight.
Well, if he's going to win as easy as you think he is, he better win in spectacular fashion. I think he needs to give the U.S. public a reason why he should fight Wilder. I'm team Dillian Whyte. I actually want to see the fight only if they do not go directly AJ Wilder after March 31st. Only if. Don't try to fucking edit my audio.
They will.
It's all good.
I will.
That's what losers do. That being said, so like if AJ goes somewhere else, because look, he's going to need a break. He's going to need a fucking break. Dillian's the number one. Get your Mando out the way. Bomb squad it up. You know what I mean? Fight Dillian, but he's gotta be in. He can't have another Derek Chisora fight, because I know that our listeners didn't see that fight. You had to get a link for that fight. So he slid on that one because Chisora's pretty old. How old was Chisora compared to Lucas?
Probably around the same age, if not a little bit older. But I
be going life and death with old heads, man.
But Derek Chisora, I think, is a much more credentialed boxer than Lucas Browne. Also, that Derek Chisora and Dillian Whyte fight is free on YouTube now for even U.S. fans. So if you want to go watch that fight, it's on YouTube.
And you should, so you can see what's up with Dillian. Because look, he at least he's a banger.
Yeah,
he's gonna he wants to fight, so that's what you at least get. And in heavyweight, you want to see that. All right, so moving on to some sexy stuff here with Terence Crawford and Mikey Garcia, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find it on social media so that I could read exactly what it is that Terence wrote, unless you have it already, Matt.
I sent it in the group chat, so maybe look.
Pull it up, family.
I mean, you could have done that.
I'm actually looking for it on my
the first one. I have the second one that he sent. I don't have the first one.
Fake notes. I don't got notes.
You have notes?
I have fake notes.
What the fuck is that?
Here we go. Laugh out loud at Mikey Garcia. You funny. You say all I did was run from you when we fought. You got the tape when we fought. Put it out. Oh, excuse me. Put it out there so everybody can see how I ran upside your head. Hashtag facts. I like this though. Ran upside your head. That's hilarious. So now look, here's the thing.
Oh, and he said one more. Mike Garcia after at Jeff Horn, you come get this work, and I bet you that you'd be doing the running.
Exactly. And look, man, I hate to be the fucking bad guy. You love it, Ness. What are you talking about? But We should not entertain this.
What?
We shouldn't.
Say what?
Listen, Crawford's just moving up to 47. He will be fighting what the entire world besides I don't know, Matt that I think sometimes just wants to play the villain to be the heel of the show. Welterweight that everyone thinks is the weakest link.
He is.
Then his next fight will be a Mikey Garcia, who's just moved up 2 divisions to 47. And don't do it.
Counterpoint.
Don't fall for it.
Counterpoint.
And I know it's Crawford. I know Crawford is just being a man and like, yo, don't talk shit about me. I'll whoop your ass. Let's do it. But we won't know, is he the guy in the welterweight division the way that we're talking about if we allow it to happen?
Well, I'll put it this way. I don't know this was your stance, Ness, but I'm going to assume it was. That you will probably be okay with the Earl Spence and Mikey Garcia fight when we wanted to do that show, 2 weeks ago? I would be okay with this fight. If Mikey wants to talk shit to win the 147-pound division and move up and fight one of those guys, then do it. I'm okay with that. If it's Crawford,
man, but it's different. If you fight Earl, listen.
Any of them, it doesn't matter. If you want to do that, Mikey, do it. Do it.
Wait. Are you saying that it doesn't matter to you? That you are equally excited for a Mikey fight? Not even a fight. Let me tell you something. Let me say it different. What gives you more clarity? What is a bigger win? Mikey defeating Terence Crawford or Mikey defeating Earl Spence Jr. right now? Both versions of those men this in 90 days time to promote a fight.
I think, ask me that question after Terence Crawford whoops Jeff Horn's ass.
Exactly. That is exactly my point why it should not be allowed, because he would just be beating Horn, who we already consider weak link.
Oh, no. Hold on. We have to be very clear here because we use that term for Joseph Parker as well. And I think we need to make it a little bit clearer here. You can be the weak link amongst the champions and still be a top 5 guy in the division. A la Joseph Parker. Hold on, let me finish my point. A la Joseph Parker, a la Jeff Horn. Even if Jeff Horn, regardless of what you think, Ness, beat Manny Pacquiao. That's in the ring column. You can go on your favorite site, BoxRec. He beat him. And let's go down the welterweight division. Who really ranks above Jeff Horn? He's a top 5 welterweight. So yeah, he may be the weakest link there. But for Terence Crawford and his 2 fights at 147 to be Mikey Garcia and Jeff Horn, I'm not going to complain when a guy like Danny Garcia had 4 fights before he actually moved up to 147 and catch weights, and then fought guys like Robert Guerrero. So yeah, I'm not gonna be upset.
And people call Danny a cherry picker.
But yeah. You know why? Because Robert Guerrero, Mauricio Herrera, and Samuel Vargas aren't fucking Mikey Garcia. That's why. They aren't Jeff Horn, who has a Manny Pacquiao on his resume now. Those guys aren't that.
And at welterweight, Terence Crawford is not Earl Spence Jr. Listen, if Mikey beats Earl, we know he's the fucking goods. We know that Earl is 177 pounds when camp opens up. We know that Earl knocked out somebody that not even Manny Pacquiao could knock out in Algeria. We know that Earl went somewhere where he had to get acclimated and beat someone that gave Triple G hell. We know that Earl ran over fucking Leonard Bundle, someone that the welterweight division champion could not knock out. No. You stop. You stop acting like you could put Terence and Earl in the same sentence at welterweight. At welterweight, they not in the same.
No. I'll agree with you there. At welterweight, no.
All right. So the same win.
But he may not be the better fighter at that division. He may have the better resume, but he may not be the better fighter. To me, it'd be more impressive if he was able to outbox Terence Crawford. Absolutely. Terence Crawford seems like the more diversified, more I would say
it's a simpler fight for me. In my opinion, it's a simpler fight for the promoter. Be like, oh yeah, you know what? He's not a real welterweight. He's moving up. Terence is taller. Terence beat him in the amateurs. Yeah, this is the fight. It's not as easy for fucking Bruce Trampler, Top Rank, and Todd DeBuff to say, you know what? Terence, you want that Earl fight? All right, let's do that. Nah. They're going to think business. Like, man, we could lose our cow. Stop it, man. But it's all good. We can move on. You want to stunt.
I'm not stunned. I'm just saying that Mikey Terence Crawford fight is fantastic. You tell me you'd be hyped on that? You tell me you would not be hyped to see who would win that fight?
Doggy, I wanted that fight at 140 when Crawford was at 140.
Yo, there's tons of fights that we wish would happen.
When Mikey moved up and beat Adrian Broner at 140 and he was in the division, that's when I wanted that fight.
Yo, I wanted Crawford versus Broner. That never happened.
All right. So now if we want Crawford versus Mikey, let Mikey move up and fight other welterweights too.
Mikey's the one talking greasy. You can't do it.
No, he ain't. Let's be clear. Let's
For Mikey, he is. All right, hold on. Let me get
for Terence. Terence received it as talking greasy, but technically Mikey was saying, what is the better fight for us? For us, for the viewing public. He said, me fighting Earl because Earl's going to come to me. But Crawford will use the ring. He didn't just say run.
Yeah, you know what that means? He doesn't want that work. He doesn't want to get outboxed. It's okay, Mikey.
Possibly. I mean, maybe people think that Sergey Lipinets showed some things. All I'm saying is, yo, bruh, like, just give me an even fight. Give me an even fight. What? You know what? Where is Crawford's 50-50 fight? Has he had a 50-50 fight yet?
No, he hasn't.
Rest my case, man. We're going to move on to Jorge Linares or any other headlines because I actually did a solo show without Matt.
Yeah, I don't know why we need to talk about it now.
He's all sleeping, but, it was some breaking news. Jorge Linares is going to be fighting Vasyl Lomachenko and, the biggest fight of his career, and now he's not going to be with the best trainer of his career in Ismael Salas, world-renowned Cuban standout, trainer, most known for wearing those super-duper high platform shoes when he's doing pad work because he's so short, especially when he does it with David Haye. And that's the issue, Matt. He's already signed to, train David Haye, who's fighting May 5th against Tony Bellew. This is a rematch, so Linares knew that. So while Linares allowed for negotiate, well, it's not that he allowed because I know that there's such thing as dates that the TV network gives you, but Linares knows this is the biggest fight of his career. So not to be on cue with your team and get a fight date that doesn't conflict with your head trainer unless you are ready to go to London and train in another atmosphere because that's where your trainer's already scheduled to train with his other superstar. Because let's be honest, I'm a ride with David Haye being the more popular fighter and probably the higher paying fighter in terms of who is paying Ismael Salas the bigger check. Now,
that's a safe bet, Ness.
Okay. Now, it is being reported that Ismael Salas himself is saying they are no longer together. What is not being reported is that Linares fired him, but it's obvious Linares fired him because a day before this report, there was a Spanish report that I wanted to do with Matt, but again, he was ducking his work. Well, and in that Spanish report, Salas was unclear of whether or not his relationship with Linares was still intact because he had not heard from him. He already heard that Linares was back in Japan, back training, and the rumors were out that because Salas was not going to, help Linares and instead chose David Haye, he was fired. So is this the fucking right thing to do before Vasyl Lomachenko fight when you at least had one advantage? You had one thing in your fucking favor. He's moving up. He was the smaller man. And now late in the game, you want to fuck things up and mess up and change your trainer. And let's not forget, for the listeners, Matt, not for you, but for the listeners that don't know Linares that well, he was trained by Freddie Roach and Freddie couldn't get him to win. Freddie got his face broken. So now you got somebody getting you on the winning side. You feel like a star. You got so many belts, you could fucking vacate one and take emeritus status. and in the biggest fight of your life, you choose not to have your fucking trainer with you. I don't get it, bro.
Yeah, it's sad. It's very sad. I'll be honest. I don't know what to really make of this. I think at best it will do nothing, right? At best it will be a net positive negative where there's no effect. Somehow he manages to deal with it, no issue, and there's no difference, right? That would be probably at best what will happen. At worst, like you said, it will be a huge difference for his mindset, huge difference for how he just regularly trains, not having that voice in his corner. That could all be huge factors for a fight.
Biggest check though, Matt. Because let me just read this quote.
You think it's about a check? You think it's about a check? Yes, it is. It's absolutely about a check.
He said, fuck it, this is my biggest payday. I don't need to give that 15% to this cat.
Yeah, if he's not going to be there, why would I pay him?
No, that's what I'm saying. Do you think he can get a... Because look, this is the quote from Ishmael Salas. Unfortunately, no. Linares is not with me anymore. He prefers to stay and train in Japan and in Las Vegas and cannot move from London because of my training with David Haye. No, excuse me. And I cannot move from London because of my training with David Haye for his rematch with Tony Bellew. So at this point, yes, we have split.
You asked if it's about a check. That's exactly what it's about. So, I mean, it could be about a check both ways. It could be Linares, like, why would I pay you 15% when you're going to show up on fight night and be in my corner but not be with me all camp? That seems stupid. I'm not going to pay you that. I mean, just train with the guy that, and I'll have him in my corner in Japan. Like, that's no big deal. Or Las Vegas. Like, it's no big deal for him, probably. Or at least that's what he's thinking.
Now, does he get the same sparring? Because he always starts his training in Japan. That's nothing new. But for the last 4 or 5 fights, he's done sparring with the guys that Ishmael Salas has found for him. They've sparred in Vegas. And yes, they have trained in London, which is kind of weird to me. Like, yo, you just did this for Corolla twice and Luke Campbell. What the fuck is the difference?
Well, because he was fighting in the UK for those fights. So, of course, he would have his training camp in the UK.
That's true. That is true. Why train in the UK?
His fight's in Las Vegas, right?
I mean, it's in Madison Square Garden, bro.
Well, again, it's in the US. Like, you're going to want to train in the US.
Yeah. Why go to another country to then have to get acclimated to the U.S.? Yeah, you're right. But I mean, what time zone is he on in fucking Japan, though?
But he comes like 4 or 5 weeks before the fight to Vegas.
I'm just so sad. I hate all these fucking asterisks next to Vasil's fucking record, bro. Either let him be great or like, I don't know, man. You could turn all you want, bro.
That threw me for a loop. Asterisks like that does not lead to this in this fight. I think that's
bro. If all of a sudden, let me tell you something. I'm not an idiot. I've been doing this long enough to know that if Linares comes out on fight night and doesn't look any version of himself, people would absolutely blame the trainer.
I don't think we should. You know why?
The commentators will do it from opening bell.
Well, my question was more rhetorical. You know why? Because Lomachenko has made a long track record of making guys look weird on fight.
Very true.
That's what Linares would. We wouldn't be surprised at this point if he no-mas Linares and we were shocked. I would be shocked that we were shocked because he does it so many times now that if he makes Linares look like a fucking rank amateur,
that's my thing though. This helps him. This helps him fucking get a no mas though. Like not having your A guy in the corner, it's just stupid, man. You know what? Moving on, dude. What else do we got before we go to the call?
We gotta talk about it because your favorite website boxing scene. Sorry, your second favorite website boxing scene. Has now reported, or along the lines reported, what Bad Left Hook and that Filipino website has reported from Manny Pacquiao's lawyer or spoke.
Where are they getting their quotes? Damn, this guy did this on there, guys. I don't look. I'm gonna just go ahead and say I'm gonna clear myself, man. I'm gonna go ahead and say I don't report on Manny Pacquiao Filipino news things and that he's free or you know he's no longer with Bob. Like,
but
Bob says it. Bob Arum was an attorney, very successful one. So until Bob says someone's out their contract, they're not out their contract.
Okay, Ness. Beside that point, just upon the Filipino news and how credible they are, they were the ones to break Matisse, and that is true. Bob Arum has even talked about that's what the plan is for Matisse. So, I mean, at this point, we got to trust it somewhat because I assume they're getting these quotes from, because they say they're getting these quotes from a spokesperson and lawyer from Manny Pacquiao's team. So I'm gonna.
I've never even heard this guy's name. So I don't even know how to pronounce his name. I never heard of him. And the only guy that has ever spoken for Pacquiao in the media, not named Bob, is Michael Kuntz. Now, who's this guy, bro? Come on, bro. You've been doing this long enough to know that you never heard of this guy.
Yo, but Ness, you also know that every day is a changing day. Like he could have a new lawyer or a new team, or he has an additional lawyer.
Ha 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 ha! I find that funny.
He is rising through the political ranks. You don't think
that's my old soundbite?
You don't think he has a more local, legal representation in the area? I think he probably does. Again, it's rumor mill. It is completely rumor mill at this point that Manny Pacquiao and his team are saying that they are no longer in contract with Top Rank. Bob is saying the exact opposite.
Allegedly, Manny Pacquiao's team. Get out of here with that bullshit.
Again, I said, sorry, I didn't say allegedly. My bad, Ness, Mr.
The thing is, I got Bob Arum's number. Bob always answers my call. He's a good guy. That motherfucker.
But Bob Arum is obviously saying that is not true.
Exactly. So why would I believe anyone else? Bob has a contract that he could take to court on Pacquiao's ass.
In the contract?
Doggy.
No.
I'm stand behind the lawyer. I'm going to stand behind the lawyer and the promoter that have a
never going to stand behind the promoter. Ness, you should never stand by the promoter's word.
All right, bro.
Hold on, Ness. Don't cut me off because you hate when I cut you off. So please don't do that. That is completely ignorant to 100% believe the promoter. Just like it's probably 100% ignorant to believe Manny Pacquiao's side. That's why it's the rumor mill, Ness. Relax. Get over it, Snowflake. Okay? And I know you're triggered by, rumors and such.
Nope.
It is a rumor. And it's our duty to report rumors as such that are being reported by Boxing Scene and BadLeftHook.com, reputable sites. So again, if these reputable sites are reporting it, we should also report on it. That there is this rumor going out, that there is now these conflicting reports from both these teams, allegedly, using air quotes, that Manny Pacquiao is out of contract or that he is still in contract. So that is something that fans should at least be aware of, that there is this ongoing, using air quotes, alleged now legal dispute between Manny Pacquiao and Bob Arum and Top Rank about the nature of Manny Pacquiao's contract. So you're done being triggered by this news update or this rumor update?
Paul Spadafora pleads guilty to resisting arrest and simple assault.
Okay, is that okay?
I'm reporting that because he's a boxer.
I understand that. That just threw me for a loop. That's all. That was very random. I was not.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm reporting it because he's a boxer and it's news.
Okay, Paul Spadafora is Manny Pacquiao. Is he this? I know you're trying to make a point here, Nes. I see your little smirk. Yo, everyone on YouTube is like, "Oh, I can't see it. The screen's too small." I'm like, I'm sorry.
I'm just saying that's how relevant that shit is when it's coming from that type of source. You know what I'm saying?
I think is vastly different in terms of relevance when a guy is named Manny Pacquiao and one is named Paul Spadafora.
Shout out to Omar Boxing. He said, "Ha, Paul Spadafora." All right, let's go to the phone lines, bro. We've chopped it up enough. You know the number 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time. Voice your opinion here on the Voice of the People hotline. It is preview day. Make your predictions on Dillian Whyte versus Lucas Browne. Don't forget that. And obviously, there's a bunch of other fights out there, but shit, I ain't really, you guys could put me on some of your friends and shit, probably on one of these cards that we never heard of. And then we'll start following them for real. We've been doing an interview. Don't worry about it. So add us on Skype, NESTORGIBBS. Oh man, it looks like he is not there. Mr. Rockstar left.
Oh, that's sad. Let me be over here and just cry for a second.
He couldn't wait.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't wait. So here we go.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
New Jersey. You had something to say, Matt?
Yes, very quickly. A couple of the fights just to keep note of. Anthony Fowler is a known prospect in the UK. He's fighting on the card. Also on BN Sports Espanol, Annabelle Ortiz is rematching Deborah somebody that I cannot pronounce for a WBA women's strawweight title. And there's a fight in Germany between Taiwan Zhang and Isaac Ekpo for a WBA regular super middleweight title. Just so you guys are at least aware of. In Jersey.
In Jersey.
Just like the king is what I mean. The king is what I mean. My man, get a cup and put some change inside your hand. Now hold up. Let's make this official. Everybody let's agree with it.
What up?
What up?
Who's playing games? Who's playing games? Fellas, let me make my picks right quick. I'm going with Dillian Whyte. I think he's just battle tested. When you talk about boxing skill between the two of them, I don't really know too much about Lucas Browne. I think I've seen him one time or two. Something I might have seen maybe a year or two ago. The fight he got knocked for the roids. I've seen that one. Like I said, I think Dillian Whyte is a little bit more battle tested. You don't get much credit for being not just beating, but being a refined Derek Chisora. Dillian, he's a kind of like a wide frame, almost built like Bermain Stavern, and he tries to throw the jab effectively. So we'll see what happens. It should be just a good fight. I've been crying about it the last few episodes that the heavyweight division needs to be expanded. So I don't know if we want to use the terms like marinade and this and that, but every fight, and this contradicts, what a lot of people in the show think, but every fight at heavyweight don't have to happen that fast. Because if it does happen that fast, then we're going to be complaining if we got a fucking Deontay Wilder and Dillian Whyte way down the line. So let it happen now if it has to happen. But I'm going with Dillian Whyte. I'm also picking Ryan Garcia. I'm picking him over Fernando Vargas. And that's pretty much my call, fellas. I'm gonna keep it moving. I'm gonna get some work done. Just listen to the show, man.
Thanks for calling in, brother. We're gonna go out to Gabe and
Whoa. Sorry, Gabe. I'm sorry.
Whoa.
Sorry, Ness.
Cam Star. We're going out to Cam Star, a ringer. If you don't know what a ringer is, head on over to ThaBoxingVoice.com. There's a big ass banner there that says Patreon. You can check out all the many perks on Patreon, or you can head on over to Patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice and read up on. Maybe next time you can cut the line like Cam Star. Cam Star, what's up?
Hey guys, what's up? You talked so much boxing today. I don't even know which topic to address. I'll stick on the Dillian Whyte thing. I actually watched his fights this week with all the snow. I've been working from home, and I saw his Chisora fight, which I didn't think was that exciting personally. I watched his fight with Joshua, which was actually very exciting, and then I watched his his one-on-one interview with the guy he's fighting this weekend. So I've come around to really liking his personality, actually. I think he's the type of guy who can sell a fight. He seems like a guy who came up the hard way and has a story to tell. So I'm actually becoming more and more a fan of his. And I guess I understand why the UK folks are behind him a little bit. But, I'm not super excited about this fight this Saturday. I'll watch it just to watch it. But the guy he's fighting against looks like he's like, the tough man type, you know what I mean? The guy who started in barroom type scenes, and he always knew he could fight his whole life. He tried multiple sports, he said himself, and he's really just relying on one big punch, which I don't put it beyond him to get from the looks of him. He looks like one tough dude, man, seriously. And that's it. I'll park that there. I don't really have much to say on these other topics. I do want to say that one dude that calls in with the new Dollar DiBiase intro, I know this is way off topic, with Frankie Ruiz, that shit is hot. I want to hear him calling again just because I like it so much. I was trying to find out how to get one for myself, but you have to drop me his Dollar DiBiase's info so I can do whatever it takes to get one of those intros, because that one is dope. That's my call.
All right, Cam Star. Well, I'll have Matt text you his info. Don't you have Dollar DiBiase's?
Yes, I can text Cam Star all that.
Awesome sauce. You know what I was going to say? He brought something up. He said He said Lucas Browne looks like a tough guy, and he wouldn't put it past that he can land that knockout punch, Matt. So just to get a little bit deeper into that, I mean, and this is completely a question. I know it's going to not sound that way coming from me, so fuck the haters, but can a guy that didn't come up the hard way, that was middle class or silver spoon, because I watch the Behind the Gloves or the Gloves is Off as well, that Cam Star was talking about with, you know, Johnny Nelson, Dillian Whyte, and Lucas Browne. And, you know, they gave you Dillian's story. And it's similar to the story of boxing, where the only, I guess, thing in common that Lucas Browne has is, you know, that yearning to fight. But it's like Cam Star said, you know, he tried many different things before he landed at boxing. So is he really a fighter, right? Well, when the going gets tough, does he have what the inner city kids have in boxing, that will to win, the desire to be greater than where you were, you know, in a better position? Can you, I guess, drum that up if you're like middle class or you've been living well your whole life and this is just something you did because everything else didn't work?
I think it's possible. I think we have cases of it, obviously. I think they're less often than, let's say, lower class or lower economic class people striving up through sports, striving up through entertainment to sort of make money and to break out of that cycle. We have that. We have so many examples of that in that story, you know? So I think it's possible. I don't think it's impossible. I think it's harder, absolutely harder. There's a reason why, like, let's say there's been studies about like generations of millionaires and billionaires and, like, let's say second or third or fourth generation, and the differences between them in terms of, you know, work drive and work ethic and such, mental stability even, you know, like they're, you know, growing up in an affluent culture or just being affluent yourself, having the money, having that lifestyle, it does make it harder, you know, growing up in silk sheets, you know, I think we've heard that term a lot, you know, like, or waking up in silk sheets, you know, it's hard to get up when you do that, you know? So yes and no. I think it's possible. Absolutely. I think it's a little bit harder for middle class and upper class people to really excel in sports. I think naturally speaking, that is a lower rung class of people, career choice, so to speak, because it's that thought process of how to get out of that situation, the economic situation. So I think it's a little bit difficult. But in terms of Lucas Browne, I mean, you have to remember that this guy started out not a boxer. He started out as an MMA fighter. So that's why when you watch his fights, it does look a little bit crude at times, or a little bit awkward at times, because he still has that MMA tendencies at points. He's fought current light heavyweight champion of the UFC, Daniel Cormier, back in the day, 2010. You can find the fight on YouTube if you want. But that's, you know, I think.
How do he look? You as an MMA guy, how do he look? Tentative? Is he aggressive?
He wasn't a bad heavyweight in MMA, not to say that. Though definitely, you know,
was he waiting for the punch, like Cam Star says?
Yeah, and I'll put it this way. Joseph Parker talked to us about this. Remember about how he even did MMA back in the day, and then he just couldn't wrestle. You know, like there's certain, you know, most cultures and most countries around the world do not have a deep wrestling background, and in MMA wrestling is such a deep base that Lucas Browne was just wrestled a lot. So that
some of these comments are hilarious about the silk sheets. I gotta say it.
My phone died, so I don't have the chat open.
Hey, Connor, I know that you listen to the show every show, but seriously, change your fucking screen name.
Please.
I'm wanting to say that shit.
Please.
Change your screen name or I'm gonna have to fucking block you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but you do have a great ass comment. I have silk sheets and I get up at 4 a.m. Not too hard to get up when you're used to it. Then there's another one here. Where it go? Someone said, Matt, you can get silk sheets at Walmart.
Yo, that's great.
Curtis Cooper. Yo, he said you can get good sheets at, you can get silk sheets at Walmart. Shout out to you, bro. Listen, we're gonna go back to the phone lines. We're going out to Gabe, Salt Lake City. Talk to us, my friend.
Yo, how's it going, fellas?
What up?
Yeah, man. I have to say this again. Hardest working podcast in the game, man. You guys always putting it down every day. So for the people, the minimum, hit the thumbs up. Go leave a review and join Patreon, man. Let's go. Get with it. But Matt, you know what? You've been getting a lot of shit, Matt, because people with the whole Wilder AJ fight, you bring up the business side a lot. And they're all like, oh, you need to be a fan, blah, 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 the fan. We got to be realistic, and that's what you're bringing to it, the business side of it. I know you guys are trying to compare that fight to the Pacquiao and Mayweather fight, but you can't compare Wilder to Pacquiao. He doesn't bring what Pacquiao brought to the table. Pacquiao would be making minimum $10 million. For Wilder, I think his highest has been $5 million that he got for Povetkin, that he didn't even fight him. Am I right?
$5 million? Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. So Matt, I have to give you props, man. I know a lot of people give you shit, but you're just being realistic. Like, boxing is a business, and that's the aspect of it, and it comes into play. Also, is Dillian Whyte is he better than anybody on Wilder's resume except for Ortiz?
Yes. I think he's better than Spilka. I think he's better than Duhapis. I think he's better than Eric Molina. Maybe not Gerald Washington from a technical perspective, but I think he may beat Gerald Washington in a fight. Dillian Whyte's pretty good. Dillian Whyte's a top 10 fighter.
Yeah, I would have to agree, so that's another thing we have to kind of put in there. AJ's resume, arguably better with less fights. Well, it is better. There is no argument on that side. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I want the fight to happen. I honestly don't think it's going to happen until at least 2020, like Ness has been saying. Also, the King, what's his name? Ryan Garcia. Matt, I know you said you saw that footage with him kind of.
He's actually on ESPN right now. They just gave him a little spotlight on ESPN right now. So they're doing their job with him. It's 15-0, right?
Yeah. Man, you know what? He's exactly what Golden Boy needed. You know what I mean? With all this,
hell yeah,
all this thing saying only Canelo brings the money. This is their new fucking up and coming star,
and he can talk,
I think and I don't know if he knows Spanish, but if he does, that's even more. That's gonna attract the fucking real Mexicans up in LA. You know what I mean? But he talks perfect English. But hey, that's my 3 minutes. Hit the fucking thumbs up and stop being fanboys, Ness. All right, later.
All right. Gabe, thanks for calling in. I do believe he talks Spanish too, bro. I could have sworn I seen him saying some things. Shout out to Joel Diaz on the telecast for ESPN. Telecast has started, ladies and gentlemen. So if you want to tune in to that simultaneously while listening to the show, you can do so. I will have my fight going here. So if anything, exciting happens, I will be reporting. Jay, Hardcore Boxing. What's up, brother? Welcome back.
Hey, what's up there, fellas? Hey, I'm going to tell you, man, I'm a little fucked up right now. I'm going to be truthfully honest, man, with this heavyweight division shit. I'm 49 years old, so I've been watching heavyweights since Mike Tyson, man, when I was 8 years old, seeing him fight Ken Norton. I've been stuck since. But this Anthony Joshua shit, man, I ain't never seen nothing like this in my whole entire life. I mean, you got a possible $100 million fight, and you don't even want a cat to come in the ring to help advertise it. I mean, that don't make sense. I mean, I've never seen a cat like this. He all over the field. 1 minute he talking about fighting Fury. Next minute I read he want to rematch Dillian Whyte. And he wanted to do UFC. This cat don't know what he wanted. He definitely don't want to fucking fight Wilder. I can tell you that much. Yes! All he want to do is grab money. I'll be honest. I used to like that motherfucker 3 years ago, man. But, man, after I see this bitch shit that I'm seeing now, I mean, all these boxers are a bunch of divas now, man. I'm so fucked up about this, man. I'm really mad about this shit, man, because You got the biggest fight possible and shit, and you won't even if you don't want to fight right now. So you know what? I ain't fucking ready. That's the man shit right there. I ain't ready. But nah, he wanted to throw so many fucking curveballs and shit, and make up so many fucking excuses. Him and his bitch ass promoter. He's a good promoter. He's a bitch ass promoter too, man. That he just fucking us all around. That's how I feel about that shit. But that Triple G and Canelo thing, I'm loving that. Triple G is finally fucking voicing his opinion about something, man. And I'm with him on that shit, man. Ain't no fucking contaminated meat. This dude got enough money to have his own fucking cows and whatever he need and have his shit imported into him and everything. He been boxing since he was 15 years old, and we creatures of habit, so we eat the same shit all the time. Why we ain't heard nothing about any of his other, being contaminated? Nah, they caught his ass with his pants hanging down, man. And that's the bottom line. Ain't no fucking contaminated meat. It's just some bullshit, man. And I'm pissed off with Canelo because he won't fight no fucking body. I mean, he won't fuck with them Charlos or Hurd or none of that shit. He won't even mention them cats. Man, forgive me for just spazzing right now, but I'm just fucked up with the boxing game on right now, man. So that's pretty much what I have to say. I did sign up with Pacquiao now, so, hopefully I get to move up front and all that good shit. Appreciate y'all show, though, man. I'm glad that I found it, and I'm going to continue on watching it. Only one thing I got a problem with, I ain't getting no notifications letting me know that shit's going to happen. I find out about a show like 2 hours later. I knew y'all do Thursdays today.
All right, so you got a couple of ways.
Than that, I never get a notification.
You got a couple of ways.
Okay.
What is your preferred manner of listening to the show?
I do it on. I normally do my phone or on the television. It depends on
So
if
you
I'm
use
calling to listen
YouTube?
or if I'm watching. If I'm just watching, I do it on TV.
Okay.
Yeah, YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, so your best bet is to subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit the notification bell for our channel. This way you get a notification every time we upload a video. That is the most secure way.
I did that, Nestor. So I've been did.
Okay.
That bell?
Did that, but I'm still real shit.
This happened to me a couple times.
The bell is
Jay, this happened to me a couple times.
I'm not. I get all I get all that ES news shit, but I'm not getting y'all shit all the time. I might get it once or twice a week. That's it.
Hey Jay, the easiest thing to do, because this happened to me, unsubscribe, resubscribe, and then hit the bell again.
And also a secondary method is here on Blog Talk. Like, we're always gonna schedule on Blog Talk because we always want callers. So that's a secondary safe bet. So always get the notifications there. If you ask for the emails right there on Blog Talk where you're calling in, you could just head on over to blogtalk.com. Actually, it's blogtalkradio.com. And just subscribe to us there as well so you get that notification. And that goes for anyone. And thank you, Jay, for obviously bringing that up as a topic, because I know it is difficult for some, and we've heard that before. So try Matt's method on YouTube of unsubscribing, resubscribing, hitting that notification bell one more time just to, kind of freshen things up. Listen, it's the internet. Things get glitchy. Sometimes you got to restart your computer every day if you're doing a lot of work like me and Matt. But we just always want to thank everyone that is subscribing and does want to receive those notifications. It's always a blessing. We're going to head on out to Matt's home state and our good buddy, the freakers.
2016 Caller of the Year.
2016 Caller of the Year. That's right. And, he's got the secret sauce for the killer barbecue on the Border Wars barbecues and press conferences. We're going out to Long Beach. It's JP, ladies and gentlemen.
Long Beach in the house. Yeah.
What's happening, fellas? Glad to hear the intros back, man. Thank you. Clenbuterol talk. Let's talk some Clenbuterol. So what it's used for when you're
cycling or when you're bodybuilding, it's used to sustain gains. So anyone who's used PEDs before, after you cycle off, you're going to lose a lot of gains really quickly. Clenbuterol is a thing used to sustain the gain. So at the end of your cycle, you take your Clenbuterol. Also used for livestock to gain lean muscle. Now let's talk about the numbers Matt talked about. So this is the interesting part to me. So WADA says it don't matter how that shit is digested. If we catch a trace of it, your ass is grass, right?
That's not true.
WADA. Now what we have over here.
True. That's not true, JP.
So
JP, that's not true.
It's true. That is true.
Want me to go and read WADA's actual statement? Because I can do that for you if you want me to.
Yeah, I want you to do that. Now, WADA, I've seen an article where they suspended cyclists who had like the super small trace in their blood. Now, compared to the size Canelo had, 600 to 800 picograms, this other cyclist got banned for 50 picograms. So we talking about there is levels to a trace. And he has a high amount of what's considered a trace. So, man, it's pretty clear to me, dude, what's going on here. It's straight up. You find the info, Matt?
I'm pulling it up right now. Hold on 1 second.
But while we do that, let me talk about Mikey. Here's my thing about Mikey, man. Here's what I don't like in this. He's entering that Adrian Broner realm to me. Because, see, you can't be a 4-division champion and we just don't really know nobody you really beat like that. We ain't got no real memorable fight of you. See, once you go 4 divisions, you should be solidified. You should be stained in our brain as one of the champions amongst the champions out there currently. If you're not, you're just belt grabbing and weight jumping. And see, so him and Adrian Broner, they both 4-division champions, but what does it mean? So you got Mikey Garcia out here, he's talking about fighting Errol Spence excites him. He talking this shit about Crawford. Well, go do it then. You know what I mean? Go fucking do it then. I'm tired of hearing this Twitter bullshit. You've had a chance to fight. He had a chance to fight Linares before Lomachenko came available. So he's not taking the big fights, and he hasn't taken any memorable fights since he's been around for close to at least like 10 years, close to it, if I'm not mistaken. So Mikey got to step his shit up. It's clear to me AJ don't want no smoke. I ain't never heard nobody say keep him out the ring. He don't want no smoke, man. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if they doing that just because they want to wait and build the fight. I think that actually has logical relevance to the whole scenario. But saying keep him out the ring, that's like you don't really want that eye-to-eye contact, and you don't want people to really get the vibe that'll be there. Like, this dude really ain't scared of him, and he ready to go. And I think they just want to keep that a mystery to a lot of the AJ protectors.
JP, I have the statement from WADA. I'm posting it in the YouTube chat as well. So if somebody's there, they can look it up themselves. Article 3 of this statement says, it is possible that under certain circumstances, the presence of a low level of clenbuterol in an athlete sample can be the result of food contamination. However, each case is different and all elements need to be taken into account. That clause right there is what they use to say, hey, in this case, we're not going to offer suspension or a ban because it's a case-by-case basis.
Wait, hold on. That's not, they didn't state their rules. That's not WADA's rules. They just saying there's a possibility it could happen. If you look at their rule, no matter how it's ingested.
No. You're confusing this statement for that. No, the first article is clenbuterol is a prohibited substance, and there is no threshold under which this substance is not prohibited. It is 100% a prohibited substance under all thresholds. However, Article 3 states that it can be up to food contamination, and therefore, WADA, because of this clause, can take whatever suspension that they want, and so can VADA, and so can USADA. From a legal standpoint, this is their out.
Cloudy, man. cloudy.
Not cloudy. This is how they do it.
Bullshit talk. When they said it clearly says it's prohibited of any threshold. So what does that mean?
Again, it's their way out. That because it's
allowed at any amount.
They're saying because it's a case-by-case basis and it can result from food contamination, they can change the ban, have no ban.
So let me throw this out there.
You know you punching out to the bell. Hold on. We're going to let you throw whatever out there.
And again, I can start posting studies that people can find. There are studies on WADA's list. Again, go to the resources page, type in Clenbuterol, and just read the studies that are there.
Woo!
I'm gonna just say
holy fucking shit, yo! Did you see that knockout?
Yes, you know you're ahead of me by 30 seconds.
Oh, I mean, well, knockout, not knockout, fucking knocked down. Damn, Eddie Gomez just pull counted. Oh, they stopped it. It was a knockout. Damn, that's good for him, man, because he was fucking, he's been look, he's on the floor crying. That's amazing. Whoa, that was dope. That was almost how they did it to him. That was almost how Rashidi Ellis did it to him.
Wow.
Listen, I'm going to let you go, JP. You got the crazy echo right there. We're going to go to, we went to J. Horko. Is Boston, Massachusetts time. What a knockout. I told you guys to tune into freaking ESPN. Didn't I say that? I thought I said that.
Yo, first of all, let me say, I don't pay Showtime to see you all there not even putting a goddamn motherfucking effort. If I want to see some motherfuckers just fight, I pick up a fight with somebody in the street. Don't need that shit. You don't love that sport, my dude? Just move along. Gone. Fuck you. Next, what a great show. Thumbs up, donate. Go. Coming down with that energy, B. Knocking niggas the fuck out.
Shout out to Gomez, yo. Was sweet, though. Shout out to Gomez. That's Doomsday's family right there. He's Honduran, yo. Yo, look, he's crying, bro. He's crying because, let me tell you something. This was make or break. I think Keandre Gibson got a couple losses too. Like, this was make or break for him. He's been losing. He was an up-and-coming prospect.
Crossroad fight, though.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, there goes the replay. Oh, he stepped into it. That's what happened. Damn. Yo, when when your leg falls back, you're done ski. Yo, and I was just about to tell you, like, damn, he eating jabs because he ate a jab to land that fucking right hand. Damn. Go ahead, Georgia. I'm sorry.
Solid punch, bro. That shit was impressive. Anyway, we cannot spend 15 minutes talking about no Salazar training, this and that, baby. When the fuck that came to play? What we talking about here?
I don't understand.
Eddie, when Cotto was with fucking, what the fuck is this nigga's name?
Man, I don't know. How we supposed to know?
We can't read your mind, Georgie.
Georgie's hilarious.
No, listen. We
Emmanuel Stewart. Freddie Rhodes.
Nah. He revived his career. Freddie Rhodes, right there. When he was with Freddie Rhodes, Cotto was praising him that he revived his career. When Linares was with him, it didn't work. So it doesn't matter what. At the end of the equation, Linares not gonna win. Salazar, no Salazar, nigga, straight ditch. Don't matter what, he ain't winning. So listen.
I get you, Georgie. I never said that he was going to win, but it is even worse for him now. It's an uphill battle now that you don't have the trainer that you've been going to battle with.
That's a nice excuse to have, if you ask me. That's a nice excuse to have. Yeah, the camera fucked up. What can I say? Whatever. Anyways, I want to talk about AJ, man. AJ really going to UFC for $500 million. Where this information coming? Because I hear all these fucking doctors calling here. All these people, all these degrees. You got to be what? You got to be a pharmaceutical motherfucker now, too? You got to be an accountant to fucking follow boxing. Now you got to have a doctor degree to see what fucking drug is banging, what's the amount, what test is the relevant. What the fuck is this, man? Just let them fight. Whatever they high on, they high on. Done with that shit. That's another pointless fucking argument. Anyway, just calling to support. I'm enjoying the fight tonight. Hopefully more knockouts. Everybody there, donate, support, enjoy Patreon. I'm outie.
That's a good Georgie, man. I like your energy, Georgie. I like it. That's the type of Georgie we need at an appreciation night. Stop ducking that appreciation night work, you punk. Let me see here. We got who we got? We got my good friend Javier, right? Is it Javier? Yes, it is. Javier, what's up, brother? On Skype.
Hey.
How are you, man?
What's up? I'm good, dog. Yeah, I just saw that knockout. I'm still on that. But yeah, I was just calling. I don't think Joshua going to the UFC would be stupid. Well, actually, it'd be smart for the UFC. Shit, the UFC just looking for anybody to get more views. So I really think they'll just be trying to take the eyes away from boxing. Because I think they'll probably try and put him in the UFC fight eventually. They might trick you and do like one boxing match and then put him in the UFC fight and just say fuck boxing. And that's a great way for Joshua to run from Deontay as he been doing. I ain't never heard somebody say I don't want to fight him because of like money. I mean, because he doesn't make enough money. How the fuck does that work? You gonna get your money anyway. You fight bums anyways and get money. So what's the difference between fighting Deontay? But whatever. I still think Deontay should fight in Alabama. You know, I'm still on that. And yeah, that's about it. Oh yeah, Ryan Garcia is the real deal too. That motherfucker real.
Well, we'll find out. Because I was just about to say that once I was going to put you on mute, I was going to say, listen, this is Garcia's time to impress because he's on the national stage now. He on ESPN. We watching. But listen, Javier, man, thanks for calling in. Marius, are you there? What's going on, Marius? You there? Marius? Are you there? No? Let me see. Let me try and add him then. I will go. Who's out there, Matt? We got Joshua. No, excuse me.
No,
William. Joshua, you need to get off speak if you want to come on this show. William in Seattle, talk to us.
Hey, man. Hey. I don't know who the hell. Matt, you pissed me the fuck off, man. First,
I like it too.
To begin with. First, you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, but it would be better if you talk directly into the microphone, William, please.
On the phone.
Hold on.
Sound like you in the bed, man.
I like you're on that Henny.
Get out that bed, man. Go watch these fights on the couch.
A little bit on the Henny, but hey. No. Hey, whoever, I don't know who it was that called for before. They called like about 30 or 40 minutes earlier, but he pissed, Matt, you pissed me the fuck off. First off, to fucking begin with, that the Luis Ortiz, AJ ducked Luis Ortiz. First off, to fucking begin with. Everybody know Deontay Wilder's gonna knock Dillian Whyte the fuck out if they ever fucking fight. It's like a waste of time for them to even fucking fight. AJ is running away from Deontay Wilder, and everybody fucking knows this. Second thing, that shit with Canelo Alvarez, why is it that every black motherfucker that call up on this fucking phone line is hating on fucking Canelo Alvarez? If they hating on Canelo Alvarez and they black, they can suck my motherfucking dick and they can get the fuck off. Fuck them. And that's straight up. I'm getting tired of this bullshit. These motherfuckers talk about the shit that they found with Canelo Alvarez. It was a small trace that they found with Canelo Alvarez. A very small trace. So all these dudes, like Barbershop Conversations, Dante Boxing Nation, and so fucking YouTube bashing Canelo Alvarez. I'm a black motherfucker myself. I'm not even from Seattle. I'm really from New York. But all the motherfuckers that's hating on Canelo Alvarez, they can suck my motherfucking dick. All the motherfuckers are just hating because
baby,
Canelo was underneath Oscar De La Hoya.
I hear you.
So fuck all them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? I'm just getting tired of them, the fake ass bullshit. They just hating on Canelo because they don't like Oscar. If Canelo was signed under Al Heyman, on Showtime, I bet you they be on Canelo's dick. And I'm gonna end it on that, bro. Straight up and down.
All right. Well, William,
I am so glad.
you got to call in, brother. You know why? Because this is what this is about. I mean, this is what we do. We give people the platform to voice their opinion, get it off your chest. Like, you mad? You see the comments. You hear all these other, internet videos and Instagram clips and Vines and all the shit that social media has to offer. And you need a place to let the world know your opinion on all this shit. And I'm glad you came over here, William. Definitely shout out Matt. I know you got something. I just don't want to forget to give a big shout out to Rachel Charles, her fighter, Aaron McKenna, made it to fucking TV. Shout out to Eddie Gomez opening doors for Aaron McKenna. A 1-0 fighter gets on ESPN right now because of an early knockout. And shit, we had this kid scheduled a few times to be on our show. He's Irish, he's sponsored by Everlast, which Everlast doesn't normally do to UK fighters because of the fees. They don't just sponsor UK guys. But damn, look at the size difference. I mean, what weight class is this, Matt? What the fuck?
This is welterweight, and he came in at 149.5.
Who, McKenna?
Yes.
Yeah, but that's okay because when you don't have a title fight, like they never are doing 147.
Or if you're in your second pro fight,
yeah.
Fuck, let's be honest.
Oh my God, but he better knock this guy out. Oh, he's coming at him like a pit bull too.
Very quickly, again, Nestor, you're ahead of me by 30 seconds, so remember that.
Oh wow, he's a stalker. I like what I see.
But I'm so glad we did not skip William's call. I'm so glad we made sure we went to him. That was a Hall of Fame call. I know people say do not drink in TBV, but you can always Henny in TBV because that is always a good time. But we can go back.
Listen. Dark liquor makes you way more aggressive than like white liquor, in my opinion. I don't know, but I could be wrong because I'm not a tequila. Oh, good body shot, left by. Oh wow, the excitement. He almost landed a right hand while the opponent was already down. Be careful, Mr. McKenna. Look at him in the corner. He's like a little pit bull. Are those Adam boxing or are those black Reeboks he's got on? They look pretty nice.
Down once? That's crazy, man. It's 30 seconds into the fight.
Yo, Matt, what are those? Reeboks or Adam boxings?
The shoes?
Yeah, they look pretty nice.
I think they're Reeboks.
He's pretty good. Oh, good right hand. He's ripping to the body with the left hook. Yo, he's funny. He's not, but he's getting hit a lot. Anyway, let me get to these callers. Who we got? We got Joshua, New Orleans. Talk to me.
Yeah, hello?
What's up, baby? Talk to me.
I pull over for this, and I'm glad y'all put me on behind that ignorant-ass fucking caller that just called William, because I guess I fall in the line of one of the haters. I ain't been fucking with Canelo ever since I feel like he lost the Lava fight, and I realized he was one of them fighters that was going to get these type of decisions. And being that he was with Oscar De La Hoya, his career was already mapped out how they wanted him to go. So fuck him with his ignorant ass. For all I care, he could go suck Canelo cheating ass dick. On to Canelo and Juicy J. Canelo Alvarez is a fucking cheater. It's obvious. You can't say nothing about the being in the fucking meat. They're cheating over there, and they know what they're doing. Oscar De La Hoya got a lot to ride with Canelo. Canelo is his bread and butter, so he's going to do whatever he needs to do to make sure that Canelo wins this fight, or at least make it competitive with his gassing out, with his fighting in spurts, with his getting tired. So they couldn't get him trained and conditioned to fight the way they needed him to fight in order to continue dominating, so they start cheating. It's obvious, the pictures. I'm not stupid. It's just so obvious that the dude is fucking cheating, and they're making these excuses for him, and they didn't want to force feed bullshit down our throats talking about some fucking contamination.
90 seconds.
He can go suck Canelo's dick for that comment he made with his ignorant ass. Juicy J. The dude don't want to fight Deontay Wilder. It's just another smoke screen. This dude, I think he's going to retire.
Yo, wait.
He's a fucking circus act.
Did you just call Anthony Joshua Juicy J?
Yes, he did.
Juicy J. Yes, he done got off the fucking juice. Now he want to size his body up. I've been calling a long time saying the dude with
60 seconds.
So he ain't got off that shit too. And he's one. It's funny how the two top names in the sport, they got bullshit with them. It's like this what boxing is turning into. We gotta look at two motherfuckers that like Eddie Hearn and Oscar De La Hoya promoting 2 circus acts and stuff. Joshua, I wouldn't be surprised if Joshua retired without fighting Deontay Wilder. Him saying he want to freeze Deontay Wilder is a reason. And anything Deontay Wilder said, they're going to turn it back and say it was negative. I was on the show when y'all had Eddie Hearn on the show, and Tyson Fury called in, and I could see the bullshit. He didn't want it. It's like they don't want this fight to happen. So I'm tired of the excuses. I don't want to hear nothing else from Anthony Joshua but saying he won't fight Deontay Wilder. But I really think the dude will retire, that $500 million, whatever deal.
10 seconds.
Yeah, he's a fucking clown. He's a circus act, and he needs to stay his ass over there in the UK or give him fucking belts up. Back to Williams, fuck him. That's my call.
Wow, we have got some aggression. The callers are coming with a lot of animosity, Matt. I love it. I love it. Listen, talking of animosity and aggression, this kid, the fuck is his name? McKenna. What's his first name? Not Aaron. Damn. Are they going to show it or what? Am I going to look amateur hour at the Apollo here? They really haven't showed it yet. All right. So McKenna looked very good. He got a couple of knockdowns and he stopped them already. And this is exactly what you need to do. See, this is what's called the swing bout to all my casual listeners. He you know, they tell him be ready. And look at Rachel right in the ring. For all those that wanted to know who's Rachel, look at his publicist with the black short haircut. Very nice lady. She actually has a few fighters, Quigley as well. A few other. I'm not sure if it's Ellis with her too. But anyway, yeah, man. Congrats to the team. This is a good win for him. I don't know if I like the stoppage. The opponent was complaining about a hit to the back of the head, and the referee just is like, you know what? You don't look like you want to be here. It's over. Matt, we're gonna go back out to the callers. 901-503. First time caller. If so, just say yes. I'll play this first time caller intro. We'll get back to our tradition where we let our first time callers introduce themselves and let the world know where they're calling in from. His name is Aaron McKenna, Matt. He is now 2-0. He won this by a knockout, and his ring name is Silencer. Kind of like that. We're going out to 901-503. First time caller.
No, you know what it is, Kinfolk. Long time no hear from, though.
Kinfolk.
You don't remember me?
Yeah, it's Pluck. It's Pluck, isn't it? Tell me it ain't Pluck.
There you go.
Come on, dog. I'm good at. I'm good at. I might not know your number, but I know your voice. Matt, put him down for Pluck. Where you at? You're not in Georgia though. Where you saying Louisville or something like that, right? Something with an L. Tell me, I'm wrong. I'm wrong.
No, Memphis.
Memphis. Damn. But I know this, right? You
Memphis,
sent me.
Tennessee, player.
Listen, you sent me a pack of DVDs with a bunch of fights, correct?
Yep.
You see, I don't forget nothing. Yeah. Bro. I love every single one of you. Matt don't love y'all yet. I love you.
Oh, whoa. Don't say that.
Yeah,
I ain't never talked to Matt yet, but I got a bone to pick with him.
Uh-oh.
Hey. I have a bone to pick with you, Pluck. Where's my box of DVDs with fights? I feel left out.
Nah, dude, this was years.
This is my first time on the phone with you.
This is the first time ever talking to you, dog. You a rookie still, man. You like prospect of the year. You Ryan Garcia right now. Ryan Garcia's 2017 prospect of the year. That's you.
No, that was last year, homie. Come on.
Yeah, you get in the. That's how it works. You get awarded for your award this year.
I was 2017.
Yeah, and you get the award this year. Isn't that how it works?
Yeah, but it's not called 2018 prospect of the year.
I know, but you're still a rookie because you were a prospect of the year.
No, I'm a contender now. Come on. The sanctioning bodies already have me an eliminator. We good. Don't worry about it. Pluck.
Let me go to the bell. Pluck. Take it away.
All right. I'm sick of folks talking about, it's mostly UK people talking about Joshua this, Joshua that, but everybody saying what Joshua would do. What happened if Deontay hits his ass? Like, he's gonna get hit because he doesn't have an amateur background like Ortiz did. So, but Joshua do get hit, and like I can't understand why I always saying with AJ do this, AJ do that. He gonna kill him. He gonna kill him. What happened when he get hit from one of Deontay power? Then what you gonna do? I mean, it does. And AJ doesn't have a one punch knockout. He gotta hit you with a barrage of punches. He don't have that one punch KO. I never see him just flatten somebody with one punch. He accumulate punches to knock you out. So I mean, these UK folks, they bias and shit. I mean, they scared, they running, and they don't want to admit this shit. They deflect, and it just it doesn't make any sense. And then another thing too, I agree with you, Ness, when you said you don't think that fight was gonna happen with AJ and Deontay, even if he fight Dillian Whyte. If he fight Dillian Whyte, and then something's gonna come up, then he gonna say, well, he got to fight somebody else. I think what it needs to be is if AJ backs out that fight, he got to pay Deontay $10 million. Even if you fight Whyte, if Deontay fight Dillian Whyte and beat him, and then if AJ backs out of that after they didn't already agree, they said they was going to do it, pay him $10 million since you backed out. But I think they don't want another David Price, Tony Thompson. That's what that is. I think that's what it's going with. And you, Matt, even though I did my first time talking to you, you talked a lot of shit the other day on UFC with McGregor and Mayweather. But and don't cut me off either. You fail to realize that Conor do not fight on the ground. And don't give me that crap from some Max Holloway. And that's because he tore his Achilles heel and he was forced to fight on the ground. But if you look up all his fights, he only got one submission.
Yo, Pluck, you there? Damn. Yo, fucking Blog Talk. This is why I tell people to Skype in. Yo, Blog Talk killed them right now.
Well, just to
was litty too.
Just to respond to good old Pluck. He tore his ACL, not his Achilles, Conor McGregor. And yes, he wrestled with a torn ACL. That should be even more of a credit to him, not a criticism of why he did it. Yes, he is predominantly a striker in MMA, but the skill gap in grappling between McGregor and Mayweather is vast. We're talking Mariana's Trench deep. So, sorry.
Yeah, man. I don't know, Matt. He was coming for you. Let me see. Is he still there? Let me see if this is going to work. Let me go out to... Oh, Pluck is there. Pluck, are you there? Hello.
Oh.
Hi. Skype. All right, we're going to go to a super chat while we try to get some of these callers to transfer from Blog Talk to Skype. This is why I was saying.
Do you want to check another caller? Because we haven't checked another caller. I mean,
no. It's, yo, you didn't hear that? Look. Info Joe. Disconnected. I don't know what the fuck happened, bro.
Shit happens, man.
Man, it shouldn't happen, though. It shouldn't happen, bro. Shit is whack.
That's to you, Blog Talk.
Shout out to the super chat. We got JD. JD, what's up, man? You ducking this work? I thought you and Mitty was getting it on. Did Mitty pull out of Water Wars? What's going on? He ain't on the fight card. What's going on? But anyway, he shows some super chat love, which is, I guess, irony, right? This is like, or sarcasm. Right? He's like, just because I hate the TBB movement, and he sent some super chat love. We got also Andre back in the super jar saying, tip for William, New York, stand up. That's right. He loved the rowdiness, man. We love that energy. Georgie always asks you guys to bring energy. I know you can't really understand what he's saying. I'll translate. He says energy. Where's the energy, people? You know, it's kind of hard with the raspy voice. It sounds like Georgie's been smoking a pack of cigarettes like from the crib and shit. And we got Furioso Moreno. Why can I never just straight up pronounce that flowing like if I'm a rapper and shit? It's always like, I guess it's because I'm always, it's always because I'm like already talking English. I think if I were already speaking a little bit of Spanish, like one or two words, then go into the Spanish.
Stay in your lane.
I'm bilingual. I think that is my lane.
Well, it's not really your lane. It's like stay in a lane. I know the soundbite doesn't work for that because I'm talking English. I can't switch over a lane.
So you would rather me say furious black guy because that's what his name translates to in English.
Yes.
Exactly. I know what I'm doing, my man. But shout out to Furious Black Guy. You have now become Furious Black Guy, which is technically the literal translation to your name. And
let's go.
And if I'm gonna be literal to the T, I have to yell it too. I gotta be like Furious Black Guy because you got an exclamation point. Now, that being said, Moreno in the Latin community is, like fucking Rigondeaux and Luis Ortiz will call each other Moreno. So it's not a big deal for anyone who's like listening to the English translation, like, wait, but his avatar is a white guy. Well, wait, yeah, your white avatar is a white guy. So I don't know what you're doing, but it's still a cartoon. Skype at Nestor Gibbs. Ryan Garcia is in the locker room. He's getting strapped up. Looks like we're going to get another swing bout on ESPN. Shout out to, oh shit, look at this. Fucking Aaron. They got him ringside now. They really need to. This is all happening because those knockouts. They weren't expecting Eddie Gomez to get a first round knockout, and now their swing bout Aaron McKenna gets a first round knockout. So hence the live ESPN interview with young 2-0 prospect McKenna, which is good for him though. Wow, he's freakishly tall. Can you get some BoxRec stats on this guy? And while Matt is doing that, don't forget to Skype us, NESTORGIBBS. We're still taking some live calls. This turned into a live fight chat. We'll see, because why not? Why not have a little discussion on Ryan Garcia live? Why criticize him Sunday if we could do it today? Why put off what you can do today for tomorrow, Matt? You know what I'm saying? We always work, and we need to always work in soundbite. I don't know how you would get that.
Right now, BoxRec does not have his height listed.
He's taller. Look, he's sitting down, still taller than Bernardo Osuna and Joel Diaz, former trainer of Timothy Bradley, current trainer of Lucas Matisse. Who else? Also Omar Figueroa, who has a DUI. So I guess he's not really training, but hey. Shout out to William Daly with the super chat, love. And they're showing the replays again of McKenna now. Remember to Skype us in because Blog Talk is down. It's some BS to the SS. We had so many callers on Blog Talk too. Listen, it's not like we don't want you to continue to use Blog Talk. We obviously do, but there sometimes shit happens, man.
Did you just burp?
No.
Shit happens, man.
Mm-hmm, sure. Mm-hmm.
No, honestly, I didn't. Why would I? I'm a dude. Women, shy away when they burp and fart. I don't give a fuck. I rip one, nigga. You know. Matt knows. Listen, shout out to Ruthie's Original Pasteles, who don't make it. What a way to sponsor them. They don't.
Great segue. Hey, I fart and burp like a man. Hey, Ruthie'sPasteles.com.
No, and then you didn't hear me, but then I said, who don't make you fart? But for all those that are interested in this Latin delicatessen, definitely head on over to Ruthie's Pasteles at Ruthie'sPasteles.com, or you can simply just orders at Ruthie'sPasteles.com. Call them up. 917-568-1195. Now, remember, these guys cater to the tri-state, and depending on how many orders you're going to put in, they'll come to Philly. But New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, they got you covered. So I recommend checking them out. Definitely. Plus, it's Castle Hill Gill, man. The New York City ambassador. If you've ever been to a Barclays Center fight or Madison Square Garden fight, you've seen this guy. You know him. He's a great guy. He's been to all our appreciation nights, supporter of the show. And, we're spreading the love because he continues to love. But, yeah, Matt, you look like you got something to say.
Yo, your homie gave another super chat. You want to read it?
Seems like Matt setting me up. I got to refresh my super chat page. He's got a smirk on his face for all those that don't know. Okay, there you go. So I don't know why you're laughing. He's not, there's no sarcasm in this. And that works. He's Mexican. His last name is Moreno. He says, Yones, it's Furioso Moreno. I don't think I could put my settings on my phone. I could have put this in Spanish and had them But it's still Furioso. I know it is. Let me see what Jeffrey pronounces it. Yo, call in, Furioso. You need
Ferocious.
to get. Yeah. Oh.
Because it's the English spelling of Furioso. Yeah. It's ferocious. You know that.
Ferocious, still the same shit. Ferocious Moreno. That's what I said. Ferocious black guy. Isn't that what I said?
Yeah, it was just funny. He's like, yo, Ness, it's Ferocious Moreno. I'm Mexican. My last name is Moreno. Like, don't fucking get the name wrong, Ness.
He ain't say none of that shit, and Matt read that. Matt read that with his own aggression. Hey, Ferocious Moreno, just put a regular comment in the chat and tell Matt he's wrong because he's so.
Yo, let me get my jokes off, Ness. Come on. Come on.
Anyway, yo, this is slowly turning. Oh, I was about to throw the beat on, but I forgot we were gonna stay here for this Ryan shit.
Yeah, and I can cut that and make a live fight chat afterwards. Don't worry about it.
I was about to be out right now. I was ready to throw the beat like boom. boom. Yeah, what you mean I'm wrong, Hugo? What do you mean? What am I wrong about? Yo, everybody always picking on me.
Yo, that's because your Spanish is whack, Ness.
Yo, no, it ain't. No, it ain't. You know.
I'm just saying.
The critic said, "What you smoking on, Matt? What you got over?" Matt always doing shatter and whack shit like that.
Yeah, but it's not whack. It's just
not the same, bro. Flower is power.
That is one of the most hippie things you've ever said in your life. So,
yo, flower is power, B.
It's okay. Shout out to Camp Life Joseph Parker dropping tomorrow, allegedly.
Is it really? Is it really?
I don't know. do any of us know? But if Enrique does get his finish in time, it's tomorrow. Whatness?
Anna Marie's even saying Furioso. So, you know, he said, yo, Ferocious Moreno, B. Ferocious Moreno. That's how Matt sounds. Ferocious Moreno.
Well, as we discussed in the last show.
It's the longest fucking commercial. Is it me?
No, it is. It is. But as we discussed in the last show, I don't know if we discussed in the last show, I am less Spanish than what we previously thought.
He did an Ancestry.com, ladies and gentlemen.
I did not. My sister did. So I'm just assuming, you know, that we have the same mom and dad. They could
have though.
I'm assuming. But I am a lot more Irish and Scottish than what I thought. So UK.
Yo, listen, you know when we can take this time?
I am one of you, fam. Don't worry.
You know, I'm going to take
I can now be an AJ protector and just wave the flag because, you know, genetically speaking, I am more British or Scottish or Irish than I am Spanish at this point.
Damn, look at Oscar sitting next to Julio Cesar Chavez. Didn't Oscar fight Chavez?
Yeah, of course, twice.
That shit don't even look right now. Like, Oscar still looks super young. Chavez looks like grandpa.
And you think with, like, Oscar's, like, you know, previous alleged drug habits that he would look older, but he's looking pretty good for his age.
You know what we need to mention since we're looking at Oscar? And we have all these consistent Canelo Triple G, you know, promos swinging on ESPN. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone listening, everyone going to be listening on the playback. Don't forget that thumbs up button, but also remember to make your travel arrangements. We are going to be at Canelo Triple G, and we'll be hosting a absolutely free fight party. Obviously, you're going to, you know, get your own drink and buy me and Matt a shitload of drinks so that we could throw up at the fight, but it's going to be free. We'll have tons of fighters. We'll be giving away shirts, giving away fucking mega boxing memorabilia. Last year, we gave away tickets. Ken Porter was there. Sean Porter was there. Jorge Linares came through. Damon Allen Jr. came through. Like, who else was there? Our correspondent at the time, obviously, Aaron was there. Sean Zattel was there. Steven, Matt, myself, Doomsday, Enrique, fucking Robert Ortiz. I mean, just so many people. You know, the Kazakhstanians had a parade right in front of the establishment. We were literally like 100 feet from the T-Mobile. And if all goes well, we'll be back at the venue, but definitely subscribe to the channel and follow us on some form of social media. Stay hip to that. Don't forget, we're shutting down Cinco de Mayo on the day of the fight. We will be doing another live fight show right before the fight. And I'm just, you know, absolutely
hour show, 3-hour show. And if you're there, you can actually get on the show. We're gonna have an
live podcast, baby. We're gonna have guests. We want you there. You know, it's on.
And I obviously last time, not to make any excuses, but we only had like 2 or 3 weeks notice. This time we have months of notice.
Months.
So God knows.
I mean, look, I didn't even talk to him, but just guaranteed champion WBC David Benavidez there. I'm saying he's gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? There's so many people that I'm gonna get there. So, you make sure that you're there so that you don't.
And best part is admission absolutely free.
Free, bro.
Nothing.
Free.
Obviously, you just have to pay for your drinks and stuff when you're there, but admission's free.
And hopefully we could get the same venue, Matt, because that venue was beautiful.
Yes, if it's the same venue, it's literally 100 yards away at most away from the venue. It's within walking distance, and everyone in Vegas takes that route in front of the bar to the T-Mobile Arena. It is the best place to have a 3-hour pre-fight little party and get a little bit hammered before the fight. Let's be honest.
No, pregame, baby. We got a pregame. But listen, I'm going to tell you, I got an ego. I need a higher stage this time around. That stage was only like 8 inches off the ground. I need to at least be,
12?
Couple feet.
A couple feet? Wow.
Maybe put us up on a ring. No?
There's not enough room in the bar, but
maybe a half ring. That would be nice. Aesthetically, it would look good. Like if they could dress the actual table as a ring. I don't know. Hide our feet with the actual ring. Maybe we need to do that.
I mean,
we need to come prepared this time. That's for sure.
Well, again, we had 2 weeks notice last time. This time we had months.
Very true. I mean, we're so in high demand. You know what I mean? That something opened up and we were able to allow Chivas to book us for that night. Let's be honest.
And heck, we even have
not being honest.
We have demands to go back to the UK, 2 weeks afterwards to do a live podcast. I don't know if we can make that one, but hey, you never know. TBV might be coming to a town near you for a live show coming up. So just keep your ears out, just in case for another.
We're going to the fight as well, Andre. I'm pretty sure we're going to the fight in Vegas as well. Last time around, they gave us tickets. So I'm pretty sure, they were happy with the job we did. So I'm hoping that all the goodie bags this year are even greater since the relationship is stronger.
And remember, last time we actually gave out free tickets to the fight during the show.
Yes. No, we definitely gave out. Dude, we gave out a bunch of free tickets. And shout out to the couple that we gave tickets to. He was totally cool up there. It was everybody. I mean, it was just a great time. It was a great time.
Let me answer this, because these aren't just simple tickets. These are to the VIP section.
Oh yeah, free drinks,
free open bar.
Yo, your ticket comes with free drinks.
Open bar in the Triple G Canelo venue. You can watch the fight as you.
Oh, I like this. You see, this is marketing, Matt. This is marketing. So Ryan Garcia, what's he known for? Like you said, internet. Oh, being fast on a double M back. Look at his shorts: leather, red, gold stripes. Ring name: The Flash. With the lightning bolt.
That's good.
Very good. Very good. Now they're showing highlight reels. Big left hook. That's the thing. He's got power in both hands. So we'll see if he's going to perform tonight live here. Thursday night show has turned into a live fight chat. Listen, if you don't know what this is what we normally do on live fight chats. Maybe you find yourself too busy. Maybe you watching a fight, with your family. Next time, know that this is the way that it's going to go down once this fight starts. Raymond Rocha, you just tried to call in on Skype. Remember, you must add a friend request. Whoever wants to talk to us, you got to add that friend request. We got to be part of the show, to add you on the conversation for sure. But man, they're definitely doing a lot of promo on this kid. Could we get to the fighting, Matt?
That's what happens when you have 2 first-round knockouts in a row and then a 2-hour time slot to fill. You're going to have a bunch of promos, a bunch of commercials. Try to do everything you can to fill up time, because most likely Ryan Garcia is going to come in here and get a early stoppage as well. And you don't want 15, 20 minutes after the last fight's aired and then nothing planned. That would be awful for ESPN.
Someone should have told Ryan that hat is not becoming of him.
It's a millennial thing, man. That's the style. Loose. That's the skate. No, that's the style. Is that loose style? That's the LA.
Oh, his bravado is perfect.
Oh,
30 seconds behind. Watch how he walks off when he's doing the pad work. Silence. Matt gave me radio silence. I'm going to go out to Raymond Rocha on Skype. What's up, Raymond?
Yo, you hear me?
Loud and clear.
All right, what's up? What's good, man? What's Matt at?
Matt right there. He ducking his work.
What up, Pluck?
Yo, it's Hurricane Ray. Put me down as Hurricane Ray on Skype.
Man, you got to change that. Skype comes with its own screen name.
Yeah, I haven't been on Skype in a minute, man, but I'm back. Yo, what's good, man? Hey, Matt, man, on the I always got a bone to pick with you, Matt, man, for real. Like you switch sides, you've been jumping like a frog, man, on all type of sides, crossing roads, man. Check this out though. The reason why, I've been calling out Canelo on this juice for a minute, for a long time. You could date that back to when I first started listening to you guys. I started calling in, and in baseball, a totally different sport, but the PEDs, they show, and these men have attributes of a user. Canelo definitely shows signs of a user. That's up for dispute, but we could see and analyze with our eyes that Canelo was probably using, and he tested positive. Now, granted, yeah, pertaining to me, I understand all that, and but that's what I wanted to call in about. That's one of the topics. The other topic is, man, Bud is going off on Mikey Garcia, man. Yo, Bud is a real G from the streets, yo. That's my dog right there. But yo, why you gotta call out Mikey Garcia? He got other problems right now at 147. He got to face. He got to face. Yes. Keith Thurman. Yes. Danny Garcia. Yes. And those are not easy fights. Those are tough fights coming up in weight. He has the skill to beat these men. And for me, Bud is one of the best fighters out there, probably the best fighter out there, pound for pound. But he's got to prove that. So let's see what's up. That's my call. That's it. TV, have a good night.
Hurricane Ray, before you leave, Hurricane Ray, what was the difference of opinion with the Canelo situation? Because you said you disagreed with me on that. What was the difference?
Because you don't call a spade, man. You try to defend, and I understand that's part of the show, and you defend them pretty well. But man, you gotta. If you were to, let's say, I'm going way left field here. If you were going to get indicted in front of a general, a judge, and him have to answer those questions, those are questions that are going to have to be answered, and that they could be discovered to be true. Look at what happened with Floyd and Manny Pacquiao. He tried to, sue Floyd for defamation of character, and they settled out of court. These are things that you don't want to take into litigation, and Golden Boy's walking a thin line by trying to take that.
Well, Eric Gomez already said that they're gonna seek legal action against Triple G for defamation of character.
Yeah, guess what's gonna happen? Nothing. He's gonna drop the lawsuit because he did test positive for a banned substance.
Yes, he did. And again, I really don't understand like the difference of opinion here that we have, because I've stated numerous times that me personally, I think Canelo probably uses, but the system we have, the PD regulation we have in place, will not ban him because they have plenty of outs.
Oh my God, this guy that fucking Garcia's gonna fight, he looks like a stiffy for real. Poor kid. It's slaughter. How is this a main event? This is ridiculous.
The Thursday night. But back to Hurricane Ray. I want to hear his response to that.
Hurricane?
Yeah, I'm right here. I'm right here. Well, because you've been defending him adamantly by saying that his test results are consistent with those of people eating meat. Well, let's ask the real questions. Let's ask Canelo, what meat did he eat? When did he eat meat? How many times did he eat meat? Those are the questions that we should be asking that he has yet to answer.
You don't think that the VADA investigation is asking those questions?
Oh no, those not asking those questions clearly because they're not answered. They were quick to drop a press release saying that he's positive and that this is what it possibly is, which is a scapegoat. They manipulate the situation. It's boxing. We all understand. It's not going to deter me from the fight. I hope it brings more fights and more relevance to the sport because it is a great sport. And that's it. That's about it, bro.
Well, thank you.
The real questions. Hold on, but the real questions is we should ask him: where did you eat meat? Who cooked the meat? Where'd you get the meat? Because
this guy is the new Oscar. B. Where's this fight at, Matt? This kid's got mad women screaming right now.
That's my call.
All right, Raymond. I mean, Hurricane Ray. Yo, he's got fucking women screaming out the top of their lungs, B.
I'm not surprised. He has all the little tiny girls loving him.
I'm really digging his ring outfit too. I mean, I wish he would have stole the logo of Flash more.
He may not be able to due to copyright.
Licensing, but damn, bro. Especially, I'm actually watching the Flash series right now. I'm all caught up too. Season 4. I'm fucking waiting for the new one.
I wish the Flash popped a little bit more. You know, it's a little bit more.
On his outfit, you mean, right?
Yeah, like you almost
because it's not even embroidery. It's like fucking iron on, but whatever. At least it's leather.
Yeah,
or the look of leather. The opponent, Jesus, he's barely making it past the top rope in terms of height, man. Look at how dry he looks. This poor guy. Where is he even from?
God knows. It won't matter though. You know why?
Well, Ryan's definitely Mexican American. Pretty nifty flag they got there. One side America, the other side Mexico. That was
I've seen that a few times.
Actually, it's two flags. They just poorly stitched it together. It's actually coming apart.
It's actually coming apart.
It was. Jesus.
Oh, that's great.
No, so this guy, Fernando Vargas, he's actually a world title challenger. He's 29 years old, 33-15 with 3 draws, 15 losses, 24 KOs. So I guess it's a step up in a sense, right? Like probably Ryan has not been in the ring with someone with this much quote unquote experience, right?
Well, it's funny when they always say like he was a title challenger.
That means he lost.
He never
lost trying to get that belt.
Like he fought someone you may have known that he lost to. That makes him relevant, guys, just so you guys know.
But that's the way that it is, though.
That's the trick they use in the talking point to make it seem like he's relevant. It's great. But you're right. This is exactly who he should be fighting at this point. Like he should be fighting, game top 10, top 15 opponents. That's not who you should be facing these guys.
Yeah, I mean, FYI, Ryan also goes by King Ryan. So I don't know if he'll change that, but Golden Boy also promotes Jorge Linares, who goes by King Linares now, or King Jorge, or whatever he thinks he is, but he also goes by Niño de Oro, so whatever's going on. But Ryan is actually number 8 in the world on my friend's BoxRec site, Matt, and number 8 in the US, number 8 and 50 in the world, which isn't bad, because in the US, Jason Sosa's number 1, Edna Cherry, Tevin Farmer, Eric De Leon, who we just seen get a draw with Andy Vinces, Frank Del Alba, who, I've been seeing, in the Philadelphia area, but you guys haven't gotten to see him on TV. I think maybe once only.
Maybe once.
So look, Omar Douglas, great fight with Javier Fortuna, So in the U.S. side, like, I could see him. Well, I can't say I could see him beating Edna Cherry. Let's see what he does here versus this stiffy. Look how short this guy was. The guy, is he even at his navel? Jesus.
Yes, he is. Now stop.
Look at the reach difference. 70-inch reach for fucking Ryan, 65 for poor little, Fernando Vargas. 30 rounds fought for Ryan Garcia, 238 shop-worn rounds for Fernando Vargas. Last fought 154 days ago, which is roughly over 4 months for Fernando Vargas. When was the last time for Ryan?
96 days.
Okay, 3 months. Okay, so he's definitely keeping the left hand down. Fernando almost hit him with a right hand right out the bat. Shorter fighter, so I want to see him get on the inside, Matt. And for Ryan, I want to see him establish that jab, which he's thrown a few, but I see that lead left hand pretty low. I want to see Fernando try another right hand. It kind of caught Ryan off guard. Maybe he needs to spread his legs a bit more too. He's standing high. What do you think?
I think Ryan Garcia should keep doing what he's doing right now from what I've seen. Just, put the jab out there, sort of find your range. It's the first round, take it light. This guy has his hands down in front of you, so the right hand is there when you have the range down. Then start looking for the body. Start looking to open up shots. That's what Ryan should do.
Wow, he got hit by a legal blow behind the head.
Tall. He is a little tall right now. He should be a little more crouched in his stance, in my opinion. But maybe just getting a little more settled down. Maybe that's.
I'm not filling his shoes. They definitely throwing the fucking outfit off. I don't know what those are.
Oh, the white shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not color coordinated there, guys. The white.
And these are the gloves, by the way.
No, it's a different shade of red completely. They should definitely,
They're not even custom though.
Of course not. The guy's a prospect. I'm not surprised he doesn't have custom gloves yet. The stars get custom gloves.
I'm shocked because they're pushing him as a star.
Yeah, but I mean, think about it, this is probably this is their first fight on the deal, right? Or at least on TV. So
this is the first time I see him on. Oh, good right hand by Ryan, but Fernando's still there.
Maybe it's a wait and see thing. Maybe in 2 fights he gets customized gloves. That's possible.
I like Fernando. He's at least giving Ryan, He's trying. He's digging to the body. He's even using a jab to the body. He's not just coming in crazy either. And even on the clinches, he's working on the inside. He's let Ryan have a few low, not low blows, but illegal blows behind the head on the clinch. So he's here to win. He's not laying down. We've seen some others. Oh, good right hand by Vargas over the top that started with a jab to the body. Again, Matt, he shoots another jab to the body. I mean, like I said, he's trying.
Come on, Ness. Tennis. Come on, Ness. I think Fernando's also slipping the shots pretty well. He's a little bit hard to hit. He seems a little bit more like a crafty veteran in a way. To maybe put it a little bit in high regard. But he's landing some good shots to the body on Ryan. He's landing some good shots up top too. Ryan's having a little bit of a hard time finding his range, finding a little bit of a workflow. He seems a little bit hesitant right now. Maybe the bright lights of being on ESPN.
Landed a huge right hand follow. Oh shit! Followed by another right hand left hook that puts Fernando Vargas. Oh, he can't get up. He's not gonna make it. It's over. They waved it off. He can't. He can't even get up, bro.
Damn.
Fuck, man.
That was a knockout.
Yo.
Right hand, left hook combination after a right hand.
That shit was jab, right hand, left hook. Wow. Look at all the cell phones. Look at the women. Look at the women. Look at the women. I'm telling you. This is what Golden Boy needed. The other caller said it right. Anyway, there you go. We stood here as long as we could. We gave you even a live fight chat that you just had a taste of some goodness. Oscar with smiles in the ring, Matt.
Oh, Oscar's having a good night tonight.
Damn, bro, that was the first round.
That was good. That was good. That's what you needed.
You called it.
What?
That it was good. Oh, he's dancing. Another Adrian Broner Latino version. That was a really bad dance. What the fuck was that?
Yeah, that's what I need to say. His music taste, from what I saw from Aaron Cantu and the party bus, is a little suspect.
Damn, that fucking right hand left hook killed him. Yo, he set it up with the jab too. The jab didn't land, but the right hand did. Then the follow with the left hook to put him good night.
Yeah, that left hook was on point. It was
right on the money, right in between the nose and the lips. Right on point. Right on point.
Fernando Vargas was looking down.
The funny thing is that he set it up. He landed jab right hand, and Fernando, took it and looked at him like, yeah, I took that motherfucker. Then he came right back with another jab right hand left hook and ended it. That was good. That was good. Listen, final thoughts. Shout out to Ryan. Good fight. I hope you grabbed the mic. Man, maybe we should stick around, see if he's really going to say Gervonta's name on air. Because he did call out Gervonta.
I doubt he does that. Damn, that was a great knockout. That's going to go viral. You know that, right? That's going to be on Instagram all over the place.
It was good looking, though. I mean, fucking Fernando, poor kid. He's so short, though, bro.
No chance.
No, he had none. Even though he looked like he was going to give a pretty good fight. It was the first round, but at least he was fighting,
Yeah, go back and tell me of those losses he has or do a knockout.
Yeah, right? He had 12,
Well, if 11 of those are via knockout, then you have a chin issue with the guy.
Oh, shit, man. Don't say that.
I
don't want Ryan's power to be fake.
Let me do it right now. I'm going to look.
14 losses, 5 are by knockout. And his last loss is not by knockout, so.
Not too bad.
Yeah,
Power is at least
some sort of WBC belt, so he's moving up the ranks. This makes him 14-0, I believe now. Actually, 13-0.
That's not WBC. That's the NABF. Trust me.
Yeah, but it's NABF is what gets you ranked in the BC, no?
I believe so. I believe the NABF is like a minor league feeder belt for the WBC. I could be wrong.
Yeah, he's got an NABF Junior Super Flyweight title.
Yes. The final thoughts.
14-0, 13 KOs though. Listen, again, we've seen that before. Like, if people could say who is he knocking out, but if you're knocking him out, you're knocking him out. And people are talking. And let me tell you, the last couple of fights he's been having, they got way more rounds than him. I mean, look, this Marco Antonio Macias is 28-21. This other guy, Miguel, was 10-2. Caesar, 14-5. This other Noel Martinez, 23-9. And now this guy, Fernando, I mean, it's still rounds boxed. And Fernando, I had known nothing of, but from watching the little bit that we've seen, obviously he was outgunned in terms of size, but he at least knew what he was doing. So they're still giving him good looks as a prospect. It's pretty good. Anyway, final thoughts were Dillian Whyte, you better impress. Triple G, I like what you're doing, even though some of the quotes are a little way weird.
Wild. Fucking, he's wilding right now. Come on.
AJ, if you go fucking fight MMA before Deontay, you know what the fuck I'm going to say. It doesn't even need to be said. Crawford, if, you're going to fight Mikey before you fight a real welterweight, not named Jeff Horn, you know what I'm going to say. Linares, I've now done a single show on you leaving your trainer and brought you up on the flagship show. If you lose this fight and blame it on the trainer, you know what the fuck I'm going to say. If you follow me on Instagram, that's not, I was trying to get something cool to say, but you know what the fuck I'm going to say, but I ruined it. So just follow me on Instagram at NestGTO. That is such a hater.
I am a hater. I am Matt the Hipster Hunter. I'm Matt the Hipster Hunter. My final thoughts. I think Anthony Joshua is trying to get a bag. I don't blame him. I think Eddie Hearn and Matchroom and Sky are going to offer him that bag more than anyone. They don't want to lose a fucking golden goose in Anthony Joshua. There's a reason why everyone else wants him, and there's a reason why Eddie Hearn's going to keep him. You're not going to play the outro for me, Ness? That's so rude, man. Come on, give me a cold outro. What is this? Thank you. Thank you. Let's go. Shout out to Canelo. Whether you think he's using PEDs or not, that's up to your opinion. I think you cannot prove that he took it not via meat contamination. You cannot prove that at this point. Not saying it's not provable, but right now with the information we have, you cannot prove that. So hopefully the investigation continues. Hopefully it's an actual investigation and we get more information and more transparency in the situation to make everyone at least somewhat more happy about what is happening. Shout out to Ryan Garcia, great win. Shout out to Dillian Whyte and Lucas Browne being on HBO. I think Dillian Whyte's going to win that. Should be a fun fight. And have a good one, guys. We're going to be back, obviously, for the live fight chat on Saturday. I think we're going to be back tomorrow, Ness, with maybe a live on-air guest, potentially. Tomorrow, I don't know if you can confirm that, Ness, or confirm the possibility of it. But maybe we can get a champion on the air tomorrow and do that tomorrow, and we're going to be out of here. So, peace.
Yo, I'm actually listening to his post-fight. This kid is fucking made for this. He's honest. He said he felt nervous until he landed that first jab and he started to get more comfortable. He said that the nervousness came from obviously this being his first big show like this. But he called it. He said, yo, I spoke it into existence. Sounded like Deontay Wilder. He knew it was going to be the left hook. Bernardo Suna is congratulating him for calling the left hook. Not that he wasn't looking for it, because he totally was. Shout out to T Bonafide saying TBV's the best, brother. You are the best as well. But what you said something about a live fight chat? Yeah, man, we could do whatever. I'm always working.
What about I know we're supposed to do an interview today live on air, but we didn't.
I never got back to him. I'm ducking, but we were supposed to do Team Parker. Yeah, we'll try to look that up.
You're ducking.
You know what? Peace out, ladies and gents. Don't forget to drop us that 5-star review. And shout out to Clay, signed up to Patreon. All my Patreons, remember, we should be sending out those rewards. I think tomorrow's due day to get on the list to be sent out this month. So, Yeah, shout out to everyone that signed up. Don't forget to head on over to patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice to further support the show and make sure that we're here every single day the way we've been coming multiple times a day. Shout out to Ruthies, El Camino, everyone that supports us. Peace out.